Ba-na-na-na.
Welcome to Guys Talking Fights.
The GTF Podcast.
That is us, episode 21. 21, boys
We
and
can
girls.
drink.
Oh, we can drink.
Yeah.
All right. Wait, what do you say? What'd you say?
Drink.
Drink what? The beer?
Yes.
Okay, right now?
Yeah.
All right.
I know.
Okay,
Want to play
you
a
too.
game? Let's go drink the beer.
All right.
What do you win?
Woo, 21.
Another beer.
But we're also going to be drinking hot sauce. Me and Will.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
So, as a recap, last podcast, Will was supposed to take 3 shots?
4.
No, it was
No,
3.
three.
Yeah, 3. It was
Could have
supposed to
been
be
4.
3 shots.
Could have been 4, yeah.
And then after the podcast, but he didn't because he was sick. After
Right.
the podcast at work, I bet him
Throat.
another shot of hot sauce, or I would take one of his shots if RDA beat
Chiesa.
Michael Chiesa, which we'll be getting into.
But he
Short
didn't.
story. RDA lost. I'm taking
right
one
he
of his
did.
shots. So, yeah, he'll be taking 2, and I'll be taking 1.
And Ryan had to pay me $5.
Allegedly.
And this is a double shock.
Allegedly. This
Oh,
is
yeah.
Stay tuned.
This is what? We made the bet at the casino.
exactly.
We shook on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we shake hands or
I
shake?
don't know. What else would we have shook?
That's what I'm wondering.
What do we...
Guys standing at the urinal. All right, let's shake on it.
It's just got fucking weird.
That sounds pretty funny. Especially with me like
Who's going
jerking
first,
this
me?
bottle into a cup.
Looks like you're going first because
Yeah, Chiesa, man, he looked pretty good against RDA.
surprised me.
Didn't
Yeah.
surprise me. I said that was going to happen too.
Didn't
I got a
surprise
little
anyone.
nervous in the second round. I thought Chiesa was kind of running out of gas, but
That is definitely a double
didn't.
shot glass.
Yeah, I don't think
I
he
gotta
was,
take 2 shots. So.
I don't think he was running
Yeah,
out of gas.
that's
as
why I
much
filled
as
it up for you.
RDA is just a clearly superior striker. Chiesa's
Yes.
not known for his
Yes.
striking
No.
at all. So.
He did okay on the feet though. He landed some good jabs.
Yeah,
he landed
did.
a couple
not bad,
shots for
not
sure.
bad.
Probably
He did.
utilized that reach. I think Chiesa had what was it? A
5.5,
Yeah,
yeah.
5.5 inch
Pretty
reach.
big reach, yeah.
75.5 as opposed to 70. If I'm
RDA
remembering
did
correctly.
really good with the leg kicks, though, against
You need another
Chiesa.
beer?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, RDA did really good as
like
far
a
as the kicks
cold
go.
one?
No, these are cold.
Okay.
Chiesa
took
even
him
said
out.
after the fight, he's like, yeah, he hit me with one really good shot that I had to, like, I don't know if buckled his knee or something.
It did something, yeah.
I forgot what it was, but yeah.
What?
He was
Chiesa?
walking fine afterwards,
Oh,
but
it
yeah,
was,
he definitely got caught with an inside
calf
leg kick.
kicks.
Calf kick.
Yeah,
that's
he
what it
landed
was,
a couple.
calf kick.
RDA landed a couple really good calf kicks
Mhm.
on Chiesa.
So
good
it was a unanimous decision for Chiesa.
Yep.
Oh hell yeah!
He
There was
controlled.
only one 29-28, right? The rest of them were 30-27s.
I
Yeah.
believe
I think,
so.
yeah.
Yeah.
Chiesa went from, we were just talking about that.
Unranked.
He went from unranked to
Seventh.
seventh, and then RDA went from 5th to 8th,
Mhm.
which makes sense, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
I
you
thought it was
lose to a
actually
guy,
drop-
you got to be ranked below him, so he's right below him at 5th, and I mean, you're not going to go from unranked to 5th, so I kind of like how they do the rankings, 7th and 8th. That
Unless
makes
you're
sense.
Conor McGregor.
He went about him.
Ranked to, like,
he's
13th
He's
or
15th.
something.
He went.
You can win a
He
fight
did,
in a
he
whole
dropped.
other division and go up.
That's a little weird. That was a little weird. To just randomly jump Gaethje.
Right. All right. Cheers, boys and girls. Here
Do
we
it.
go.
Do
All right.
it.
Hot shot.
All right. Good for you.
Oh, wow.
Hashtag copyright.
Oh fuck.
Let's see. So Stephen Thompson and Damian Maia both moved up. That's your 5 and 6 now.
But do you want to pour them on?
Your
Oh,
top
Lord,
4
buddy.
in welter is
Do
Tyron,
this corner,
Colby,
buddy. Right there.
Jorge,
Corner,
Leon, and
Huh?
Damian Maia.
Drink out of that corner.
Okay.
Um,
So I got this
Fun
corner.
fact with Michael Chiesa is that he called out Colby Covington after that fight. You have to shake it, otherwise it's just going to like dribble barely out of there. Or you can take the top off.
I'll just drink it.
No,
out of the
shake
bottle.
it.
Oh,
it's
shake
open.
it into the glass.
Here, just
Sorry.
open the top. Open the top.
All right.
Screw
Just take
off.
it off completely.
There you go.
But he only gets a half one because that's a double shot glass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
boy.
gonna purposely put like double, all because the dinosaur Satan barbecue
Dinosaur
sauce.
Satan sauce.
That's
Satan
more.
sauce.
I'd say that's
I will
more.
say Frank's.
Yeah, that's
That's
like
more than
that's like a
half.
2/3.
Frank's tastes fucking.
That's okay,
It's
though.
delicious hot sauce, but I'm feeling it in my stomach right now.
Yeah, right. That's just too much to
Like
drink.
my
all at
mouth's a little hot, my throat hurts a little bit, but the stomach is where you really feel it.
Yeah. Yeah.
once. Or the next morning.
The whole next that sucks. Guys talking fights.
Glad I didn't have to take 4.
All right, that's good for
Yeah,
you.
boy.
Oh, yeah.
It'll clear out the system.
Where's the banana?
Oh Jesus!
Oh yeah, fuck that.
Yeah,
You got a drink?
Huh?
You need a drink now.
I have my tears. It's okay.
Drink my tears.
You can wash that hot sauce down with some hot sauce.
I got beer. That's all I got.
I'll take a beer.
You want a beer?
Yeah.
What do you want?
Anything. I don't care.
A couple up here.
I have a blonde ale.
There you
Blonde
go.
ale works.
Blonde
I'm
ale,
blonde.
do it.
Used to be blonde.
All right.
talking
What
blondes.
flight do we want to? We
Well,
kind
we
of.
were just on UFC, but if you guys don't mind, if we shoot over to Bellator real quick.
Then go back to UFC.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, then go back. Yeah, Bellator, they got a new champ, a new women's champ at 145 pounds. Chris Cyborg
Yep.
defeated Julia Budd, as I think probably most people assumed was going to happen.
She was
but
a heavy favorite.
Julia did put up a good fight. That was a hell of a fight.
Yep. She couldn't get her down, though.
Yeah,
That's what she needed to do, and she
Yep.
couldn't get her down.
Really couldn't. Cyborg is so strong, man.
Yep.
I will say though, she weighed in. Cyborg weighed in at like 143.9, which I
Which
thought
is
was really
weird.
interesting, right?
Yeah.
She looked slim too.
Yeah.
She didn't look small by any means.
No.
But she looked slim. Like she looked slimmer than usual. It's very interesting. I don't know.
How
I
about-
kind of noticed.
Didn't she
and
used
not
to
that it
like,
means anything?
have
but
trouble making weight in UFC?
yeah, I think it was mostly because of her diet and her coaches, and maybe she wasn't.
Went
you
on
know,
that Jose Aldo diet?
She was trying to
something.
go down to 140 in the UFC. For some reason, they had her specifically
140?
fight at 140. Yeah.
Oh, was she?
40.
Yeah,
When?
140. Was
Okay,
was
that
not
makes me feel a little bit
135 and
better.
it was not 145. It was 130. Or no,
140.
140.
When
Yeah,
was
140.
that?
Her first like 2 fights in the UFC.
They
That's a
wanted to
little
do
weird.
like catch weight fighs or
Yeah,
something.
they were catch weight. They were supposed to be 140. I think
Oh,
she weighed in
alright.
one of them at like 141. I think something like that.
I was unaware of that. I did not know. Do you guys know that?
I
No.
didn't know.
No, I had no idea.
I
never knew that was a thing.
How,
No shit.
How about that finishing combination?
you
though?
know.
She's just going to the head, going to the body, and then
Yeah, the
finish
body-
her off.
Ooh,
the
yeah.
bodies
She
was
actually
going
ended
down,
her with
got
a
her with
body
a
shot.
leg
Yo,
kick, too.
those I mentioned it before as a few episodes ago. I mentioned those body shots, man. They
Yeah.
worked. They worked for
yeah. She
Cyborg.
took
That's
her out
what
with
that's
one of
what
those.
sealed the deal for her.
Oh yeah.
All the credit to Julia Budd though, man. She's been a great champion. She hasn't lost in what was it, 2013 or 2014 since she lost a fight.
Yeah.
Mhm.
She was
Something
really
like
good.
that. Yeah, but Cyborg did it. But hey, she went 4 rounds. She put up a really good fight, but couldn't get her taken down.
Yeah,
Confirmed.
Tis what it is.
It does look like her 2 first fights in the UFC were 140 pounds for catch weights.
Wow. I know
Interesting.
she walks
That's
around
weird.
around 180. So you're cutting
That's
40,
insane.
40 pounds.
Because she's not that tall either.
No, she's just diesel.
Well, her next few fights were at 145 because she had some like really bad health problems. That's why she wasn't able to fight for the vacant title, because like her health problems were so bad that she had to use steroids to not die, basically.
Yep.
Jesus.
And Dana was pissed about it, so they just had her fight at 145 from there on in.
Yeah.
There's a lot of athletes that take, not steroids necessarily, but like, well, she's not going to take testosterone, but
No, it was
there's a lot of male athletes that take testosterone just to like regulate themselves, and people get pissed about it.
It was a recovery.
Yeah.
A recovery. What do you call that?
That Frank's up there.
Like HGH or something.
I don't know, whatever. I think
Oh, the testosterone replacement therapy.
There you go. Yeah, that was.
Yeah, but you wouldn't do that with
yeah, Tito Ortiz, right?
Yeah,
TRT.
you wouldn't do that with a girl though.
No,
Who was it? There was a fighter. There was a
Chael
fighter
Sonnen.
who.
Vitor Belfort, Chael Sonnen, Rich Franklin.
There were some of them that were. Yeah, they were given the
It
go
wasn't
ahead. They were
illegal
given the
back
green
then,
light
was
to
it?
take that
Yeah.
Yeah,
because of a condition, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
You
They
still
were allowed to take it.
You still had to be approved to take it, but Chael Sonnen was approved for it. Vitor, when people were calling him like Uber Vitor, when he fought John Jones,
Yeah.
when he kicked Henderson, Bisbing, I think it was Rockhold as well, all in the head and knocked him out. That was TRT Vitor.
Dude, my throat right now.
I have to keep it clear in my throat.
Yeah, me
Good
too.
for you.
Let me clear my throat.
Fuck, dude.
Just call me Biz Marquee.
Oh,
All
baby.
right, we want to move on that
Yeah, man.
that
You
Bellator
got
card.
Jesus.
Another nice highlight knockout from
dude.
Aaron Pico
Aaron
in the featherweight
Pico.
division.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. He's becoming, by the way, just sorry to cut you off, just real quick. I need to throw it out there. He's slowly becoming one of my favorite fighters in Bellator, man.
Very good.
He's
Very
fucking great.
young, great wrestler, great boxer. He fought Alfred Kashakian.
He's fun to watch. He's really fun to watch. I like his style.
Knocked him out in the pretty pretty much the beginning of the second round. I think it was 15 seconds in. Caught him with a nice hook and just like slept him.
Yeah, lights out. Flick the switch. Aaron Pico.
Aaron Pico? He fought Daniel Carey.
Oh wait,
No.
sorry. Yeah, he's right. Yeah.
Sergio Pettis beat Alfred
I was
Kashikan.
reading the wrong part. My bad.
That's all good.
Sergio Pettis tried to kill a guy.
I got it.
Well, actually, the ref just kind of let him kill that guy.
Frank Trigg.
that guy, Alfred Kashikan, that's the guy that was getting murdered by Sergio Pettis before Sergio's like, all right, I'll just choke this guy.
Ref wasn't calling.
You don't see that very often where they let go of someone on a choke attempt and the guy just like falls limp and has nothing left. It's like, yeah, that guy's out.
Yeah.
And the thing was, Pettis was yelling. He's like, he's out, and Frank Trigg was just like, keep going.
Let me see.
It's like, you sure?
Yeah.
He's not dead yet.
Let him fall over.
There's
real quick.
no blood left in his face.
I mean, his eyes were like open and just like looking up, and it was
he
kinda
was
scary.
out. He was out. Reminiscent of Jim somebody just got Clay Guida a while back. Jim Miller when he got Clay Guida, and Guida just face planted afterwards.
Oh yeah. Ooh, rough.
A la Lyoto Machida.
Yep.
How about
that was
that?
the same thing I was thinking too.
I was just thinking about that standing choke that Jan Blachowicz had. I forgot who it was. He choked him out. They were both standing, and Jan just let him go, and the guy just
Crashed
fell right to the ground. I can't remember who the guy he fought was, but that was another one. Same thing. Let him go, and the guy just was done.
Yeah.
Ooh, was it Alir Latifi?
Could have been.
Yeah, I think you're right, actually.
Very
I think
possible.
it was Latifi.
That's what chased him from the division.
Yeah.
So he's gonna go up and get him conscious up there.
Yes,
Up in
pretty
heavyweight.
much.
Good idea. Smart.
He's gonna go get a
Who's he
conscious.
fighting next?
Derek Lewis.
Derek
Yeah.
Derek Lewis.
He's gonna knock his ass out.
The thing is
My balls was hot.
Lewis has obviously like unbelievable amounts of power, and he can really take the damage. But I think Latifi might have the speed on that one.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, that's
If he
probably,
wrestles him, Derek Lewis is fucked.
Yeah, it's dude, Lewis, man. Like, I hope he's been working his ground game and his wrestling. He has to. If he can do that, he's a scary motherfucker to deal with. But if you can get him on the ground, man, like you're gonna have a good time.
I don't know if any of you guys remember, but his last fight, Derek Lewis's last fight, he was in a Kimura, I believe, and just stood right up. Who was he fighting? Bullet hole.
Akhmaretov or something like that.
Blagoy Ivanov.
That's what it
Blagoy,
is.
Sorry,
there you
yeah.
go.
Yeah, booty hole on the chest.
Yes.
Booty hole, yeah.
Booty hole.
Blagoy is actually pretty good on the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Derek Lewis was, he got taken down, but he was able to stand right back up within a submission attempt, too.
Lewis looked good body-wise.
Yeah,
last
physically, he
fight.
looked good. Yeah.
A lot better than he normally does.
Still waiting.
He's finally been taking his conditioning like seriously his last couple fights, last 2 or 3 fights.
I think after
Since he got
Cormier
that title
whooped him.
shot.
Still
Yeah.
looked.
Yeah.
Still
Yep.
came in at like two
I think
above
he maxed
260.
out, yeah.
He's just a big
265.
motherfucker. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, absolutely.
Big guy. Moving
Back to
on.
Bellator.
Yeah.
To wrap up for what we got for Bellator, we
Juan
got
Archuleta.
oh yeah,
He
we
looks
can talk
good.
about Juan Archuleta.
yeah, go ahead, throw that out there, man.
That was a decision, if I'm remembering correctly. He won a
Was.
split or unanimous?
Unanimous.
Your mic's all fucked up again, dude.
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
You're right. It was unanimous.
But I thought he looked pretty good from
still don't think
I
that's
think we saw
straight.
the second and third round.
It's not straight. It's very crooked.
There you
I
go.
think we saw the second and third round of that one.
Let me help
but-
you.
Stop trying to touch my mic.
He's touching balls. Touching balls.
Dicks, balls, and wieners.
Dicks.
Dicks.
Actually, that's our test, so I don't know if we should let
No,
everyone
don't do
know
it.
about our tests.
Don't do it. Trying to test my dick.
Okay. Anyway.
Moving on.
Yeah, what were you? Go ahead. It's straight.
Juan Archuleta.
Very straight.
won his fight.
No
Henry-
dicks and balls.
He beat Henry
Unanimous
Corrales.
decision. Yep. That was a good fight, though. I liked that fight. And then right after it, Darian Caldwell caught a
Rear
rear
naked
naked choke? Yep. And beat a guy who's never been beat before, in Adam Borix.
I like Borix. I mean, you could tell when he got beat, he was emotionally
Felt bad for
very,
him.
very, very upset about it.
His
Like,
first
it
ever
meant
loss.
a lot to him. Yeah, going to that, got eliminated from the tournament.
Yeah, that was the World Grand Prix, the Featherweight World Grand Prix in Bellator.
Yep. It was what was it? The semifinals? What was it?
No,
again? It was the
that was like
quarterfinals.
Quarterfinal.
Quarter, yeah, I was gonna say it
quarterfinals?
was like the first
Quarterfinals
round
for
of
the
what they
Grand
were
Prix.
showing.
Yep. So, yeah, I mean, he got his first loss and he's out $1 million potential $1 million. So that's
Was
a
that
heavy,
Bellator?
that's a heavy
Bellator
loss.
gives out $1 million as well. Because I know
PFL does that.
PFL does. I think Bellator does too, don't they?
Oh damn!
Isn't that 50 Cent? Doesn't he put up that $1 million for the winner of the?
50 Cent's got enough money.
Isn't that what they do?
I mean, he could do it. I don't know.
I could be incorrect. If I'm wrong, I apologize. I think that's what it is.
But if he does, congratulations to that.
I think so.
I also
think so. Maybe not. I don't know.
Caldwell's next opponent is undefeated too.
You're wrong.
The next guy that he's fighting in that tournament is undefeated. I don't remember who it was, but I remember hearing that, I think, this morning.
Do you know what the guy's record was?
I'm looking it up right now.
How many fights?
Oryx was 14-0.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the next guy he's facing.
But he is undefeated. 2 undefeated guys in a row, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe he'll take his undefeated record, too.
That'd
That'd be quite the storyline if he does.
Maybe.
AJ McKee.
Oh, okay.
Shit. Never mind. He's not taking that one.
That's a hard fight, man. Real. How do you see that going, man?
He's fucking good. He was the #1 for what is it, ESPN's 25 under 25, top 25 fighters under 25, something like that.
And he won on the same card as his dad.
Oh yeah, yep.
That's
right. We talked about that
Yeah.
like way back when.
I thought that was really cool.
Some months ago.
Speaking of families fighting on the same card.
Oh yeah, that's right.
The Knights.
Yeah.
Yep.
No. It was
Kings.
the Kings.
The Kings. One king beat
Kings
a
and
knight.
Knights.
Yeah, one
Knights
king beat a knight.
Yeah. One king beat a knight. The other king got TKO'd.
Emily King beat Ava Knight by rear naked choke in the first round, and then Jason King lost to Raymond Daniels by TKO round 1. And people are talking about Raymond Daniels fighting MVP. Actually, Mike at work mentioned
Michael Venom Page.
Yes,
Yeah.
Michael Venom Page.
Yeah.
They both come from a kickboxing background. They both have a really good sense of controlling the octagon and all that. And I did see a quote from Raymond Daniels saying that he recognizes that people want them to fight, but he's not like searching for that fight. He's not like calling out MVP,
Right.
Michael Venom Page. But he says if it comes to it, they will fight, no problem. And they're both welterweights in
Sweet
Bellator.
fight.
So.
I hope they do fight. It'd be great.
Yeah.
I can watch that shit.
And Raymond Daniels is also married to Sage Northcutt's sister, supposedly, according to Mike from work. And Mike is never wrong.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Mike knows his shit.
He does.
For sure.
Way more than me.
Yeah.
So I'm literally taking all this information from Mike. So shout out Mike.
Mikepedia.
Mikepedia.
Oh,
The
shit,
savage
I like
shaman.
that, dude. I like that. Mike
The what?
The savage shaman.
Yes.
That's good. Anything else on Bellator? That's
I
Bellator
think
news.
we're
as far as I
good.
know.
We touched
speaking
on
of,
Pettis, right?
We talked about that, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
We
he
talked
beat the
about
guy's
Pettis.
face and then choked him.
Speaking of Cyborg, though, she was kind of to segue into sort of some sad news that I'm sure anyone who listens to this has probably heard about it. Cyborg was wearing some Lakers gear. Zach, you mentioned that.
She had a throwback Kareem Abdul-Jabbar jersey on because they were fighting in the LA Forum, which is where the Lakers used to play before they started playing at Staples Center.
Right. And then Kobe Bryant, as we all know, sadly passed away in a
Sunday
helicopter crash. Yep.
With 8 other people, including
Sunday
his
morning?
13-year-old daughter.
Yeah, Sunday morning. Yeah, his 13-year-old daughter,
Yeah.
2 other girls, 2 other teenage girls. One girl had both her parents with her. Another girl, was a girl and her mother. And then another woman who apparently helped out coaching the team, and then the pilot. So I believe it was 9 people overall.
Yeah.
Everyone perished. Really sad news. If you haven't heard about it by now, I mean, you're living under a rock. It's just really sad, and we just want to throw it out there and say,
R.I.P.
Yeah.
Yep.
Rest in peace, Kobe Bryant, and everyone else who perished in that crash, and it's sad, and I'm sure there'll be a lot of stuff going on, and a lot of news coming out in the next in the coming week or so.
And for the viewers that are actually watching, that's why we have the Kobe shoes right here.
See your shoes up there?
For just the listeners, we have a pair of Kobe shoes on the table.
Those are Zach's.
Yep.
You want to say what they are? What kind of shoes are they?
Mamba Rage, black.
There you go. Black Mamba Rage.
Yep.
So Kobe was known as the Black Mamba. Shit. So rest in peace, Kobe Bryant, and everyone else who died in that crash.
For sure.
Hearts go out, especially to the family, man. That's it. He had 3 other daughters too.
Yeah.
One
is only 7 months old.
They just they
man.
a relatively new.
That's the
child.
big thing.
He
That's
has
what
a
gets me
7-month
kind of.
old. I think he has
choked
like
up,
an
man.
18-year-old, and then he had like a 7-year-old, I believe, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some sad shit.
It is really sad.
It is.
His 13-year-old daughter who passed away was really good at basketball too. I know that doesn't mean a whole lot, but
Gigi.
I mean,
yes,
she's
it was.
that good.
She had already verbally committed to UConn to play basketball there, and there's a lot of WNBA players who have talked already and said they were excited for her to come up because of who her father was. It was going to bring a lot more attention to the sport.
And her grandfather.
Yeah.
Her grandfather was an NBA player.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Wow, she was committed to
Jelly
UConn
Bean
at
Bryant,
13.
verbally
Wow,
committed.
Yeah, dude.
Crazy.
She's fucking good.
She was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's some of the sadder stuff that you've seen lately is because Kobe would take her to games all the time, NBA games, WNBA games, and introduce her to all these players. I know a guy from the Atlanta Hawks, Trae Young, was saying that it really hit him hard because they had come to one of his games this year, and Gigi had told him that he was her favorite player, and his favorite player growing up was Kobe, so it was just really cool to him to have Kobe's daughter say to him that, hey, you're my favorite player, and then have all this happen. It's just really sad.
I rewatched his last game today because I threw that up on ESPN Plus, and she was on the sideline, and she was just like going out of her mind, just cheering him on. It was pretty cool to watch.
When did he retire? 2018 or 16?
16.
16.
Yeah, he's been retired for a little while. He won a freaking Grammy.
So 1996
Or an Emmy,
to
sorry.
2016.
Yeah.
He won an Emmy?
Yeah. He wrote, produced, and narrated a short story called Dear Basketball and won an Emmy
Oh,
for
the
it.
drawing one.
Mhm.
Yeah, I've seen that. They kept on playing that on ESPN. The drawing or the animation.
Oh,
of it.
yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah. I didn't know what that was, and then I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, he won an Emmy for that.
Oh,
Sweet.
makes sense.
Yep.
Dude was good at everything he tried. So.
Right from high school, right to the NBA.
Yep.
Yeah,
Like
man.
right out of
He
high
was
school.
17 years old. His parents had to co-sign his first NBA contract because he wasn't able to do it on his own.
That is insane.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And
It
it immediately started making millions.
Right.
Yeah.
41 years old. That's insane.
Yeah.
That's
crazy.
young.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Well,
Sad.
we'll try to move on from that.
Yep.
You know,
Alrighty, we
Sad.
R.I.P. Kobe.
sad.
Did good though.
R.I.p. Kobe.
want to
And
get
Gigi.
into UFC Fight Night 166,
UFC,
Blades versus
baby.
JDS.
Mm-hmm.
We can go right into that one, man. Curtis Blades, dude, finished the.
Finished him with his hands.
Yep,
Mm-hmm.
finished
Giggity?
him. Got the
Yeah.
TKO, and it was funny because Daniel Cormier is up there interviewing him after he won the fight, and he's calling for a title shot. And meanwhile, Daniel Cormier sitting there waiting for a title shot against Stipe Miocic.
And then right behind them is Francis Ngannou, who's beaten Curtis Blades twice now.
Yes.
So it's definitely a jam up there. It's pretty solid. Who the top four are and what their order is.
Yeah.
Stipe, obviously being champ. DC after that. Then Ngannou. Then Blades.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's pretty solid.
And Rosenstrike rounds out your top five, and him and Ngannou were going to fight in what, a month?
Yeah,
2 months?
roughly. Yeah.
Something like that.
Yep. So basically, DC was on Ariel Helwani yesterday and was saying if he doesn't get a title shot by the summer, if Stipe is not ready to go by summertime, he's pretty much done fighting.
Stipe's nursing like an eye injury or something like that, right?
I
Something.
believe so,
Yeah.
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 So
Although DC made Stipe wait 1 year for the rematch, and so it's not that Stipe's purposely trying to make him wait 1 year, but I figured it's probably only fair.
If it's by summer and he's not fighting, and Ngannou and Rosenstrike goes the way everybody thinks it is, then you got to have Blades and Ngannou fight
wait a
for the
minute.
vacant title.
What's the
Not
way
vacant,
everybody
but
thinks it's going to go?
You don't think Ngannou's going to win that one?
I do.
I do.
Like about 99%.
Rosenstrike got
Based
his
off
ass kicked
Rosenstrike's
for
last fight-
99% of that last fight.
He didn't look good in the last fight,
No.
but every fight prior, he looked pretty fucking good.
Yeah, because it only lasted 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Roughly.
two things
Yeah.
on that. One, the whole eye thing with Stipe. I believe he was correct me if I'm wrong. I think when he was last on Ariel's show, he was saying that he was getting the eye surgery because of his fight with DC, right?
I think so.
DC like eye poked him
Something.
a bit.
That
or-
was in the first fight.
Was it the?
I know the first fight he did get eye poked, and then right after that he got knocked out. The second fight,
Okay.
I don't know if he could have been eye poked.
Not that I know of.
And the other thing is,
I
if
don't remember one. Maybe it happened.
I don't remember it.
if Francis does beat Rosenstrike again, like, I don't know if they'll make Ngannou in Blades 3 because Ngannou already beat Blades twice. And I think he finished him both times, right?
Well,
TKO?
the
If
first
Ngannou
time
beats
was-
Rosenstrike, I would argue. Sorry, man. Go ahead.
Well,
Go ahead, dude.
Ngannou beat Blades the first time by doctor stoppage.
Oh, is that what it
By
was?
code,
Okay.
yes.
Gotcha.
He was whooping his ass the whole time, though, if I remember right. Go ahead, Will.
I was gonna say if Ngannou wins this fight, man, like I think we can all kind of agree for the most part.
crown
Ngannou
him
already
interim.
sort of deserves a title shot.
Yeah,
Yes,
if he beats Rosenstrike, I mean, what the fuck other fight are you possibly going to give this guy? He's just been going through
He
everybody.
needs to fight for a title, or they need to have an interim title in heavyweight. If
Well, that's the
Stipe
thing,
can't
Which is
do
crazy because
anything.
there's only like eight of them, and you're gonna have
Yeah.
an interim. Like, that's crazy.
Well, I mean, you have an interim if the champ's going to be out. You have an interim. You know how long is the UFC going to wait for Stipe to step in there for another title shot?
So here's Francis Ngannou's record, or his last three fights. The latest one was a TKO over Junior Dos Santos. Before that, he knocked out Cain Velasquez, and before that, he TKO'd Curtis Blades.
Mm-hmm.
Three finishes of top 5 guys.
Yeah.
Well, roughly top 5 guys.
Damn right.
If Stipe is not ready to fight anytime soon and they're going to do an interim belt, DC is not going to fight Francis Ngannou.
No. No.
So it'll probably be Blades and Ngannou 3, I got to think,
Yeah.
right?
God damn it.
I would
got
think so too.
The first time,
You're good. I'm gonna go
they
here.
It's just
fought
gonna be hot
was
sauce.
the first time was 2016. I don't know. You can access it from there.
It was that long ago, their first fight?
She's gonna piss in this washer. Just turn the water on.
So, Francis Ngannou and Curtis Blades. The first one was April 10th of 2016, and it was a TKO for Francis Ngannou over Curtis Blades by doctor stoppage.
After the
second round.
Oh, okay.
Going into the third round. The second time they fought was November 24th of 2018, and that was also a TKO win for Francis Ngannou over Curtis Blades. That one was 45 seconds into the first round.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, actually his last
So
three...
it keeps getting worse for Blades.
Jesus Christ, his last 3 fights were less than 3 minutes. 45 seconds first round Curtis Blades, 26 seconds first round of Cain Velasquez, 1 minute 11 seconds of Junior Dos Santos first round. So
Yeah.
3 first round
Get
finishes.
that man a title shot.
Yeah, it's pretty convincing. He's
that's-
doing real convincing work.
I mean, prior to that, he did lose to Derek Lewis. So I guess maybe
That fight was terrible.
it sucked. I do remember that it sucked. Francis Ngannou has even come on record and said, like, okay, I was not in my right state of mind after losing to Stipe Miocic. He was basically wrestle fucked in the Stipe fight. So when he fought Derek Lewis, it was just 2 big guys standing around.
Yeah.
So I mean,
the fewest amount of strikes thrown in any heavyweight fight, right? I think
Would
they
make
like
sense, probably.
they set a record, if you want to call it a record.
What a terrible record.
Yeah.
The worst record you could have, right?
Seriously.
so I mean, if Ngannou has to fight again after Rosenstrike, which I don't think he will, but if he does have to fight after that, I guess he could fight Lewis and try to avenge that loss.
It's if Derek Lewis
If
beats
Lewis-
Ilir Latifi.
Yeah, you hear Latifi and Lewis is happening though.
Yeah,
He's
that's
gotta
that's
beat-
happening soon too.
Where does Latifi go if he beats Lewis? I mean, fuck, like it's his first fight at heavyweight.
I don't see him.
What's Lewis ranked? Like 4?
He's up there.
He's not 4. He's
6. He actually just
6?
dropped.
Rosenstrike probably advanced above him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your 5 are Cormier, Ngannou, Blades, Dos Santos, and Rosenstrike.
Okay. All right.
Well,
Interesting.
I mean,
Let's go Cyril Gann.
yeah. Well,
Yeah, dude.
Rosenstrike's in the top
If he
5?
keeps winning, man, I
Yeah.
mean, Cyril Gann, I
Wow.
give
He
him
just
4
beat
or
over
5,
him.
4 or 5 fights, and if he has good performances, he's right up there in the top 5.
Yeah.
3 to
He has
5,
a-
3
he
to
has a
5
fight,
fights, 3 to
doesn't
5
he?
good fights, and he's up there.
He has a fight.
He does. He's Cyril Gann.
He's fighting number 10.
Yeah, what's his name?
Shamil Abdurakhimov.
Yeah,
Yes.
Abdurakhimov. Yeah, it's actually a really tough fight for him.
Yeah. I mean,
Gann, man, he's
his opportunity to jump in the top 10, I don't think he's in the
Yeah.
top 15 yet. He might be number
He
15.
is. Cyril Gann's number 15.
He's 15,
Yeah,
and
15.
he's fighting number 10.
Yeah.
So
And
jump
then you
up to
have
number 10.
another sad thing sitting there is Walt Harris at number 9, and you wonder when he's going to come back.
Yeah.
If he's going to
Yeah.
come back.
That one's tough.
Yeah.
It is tough.
I mean,
If he does come back.
guys even said they're like, I don't want to fight him.
The thing is that if the dude is trying to make a
Not right
living,
now,
then
but-
somebody's got to fight him. Like, you can't just, everybody feels bad for him, so nobody fights him, and it's like, well, he still needs to make
Right,
money.
yeah, the man's not getting paid. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
if you feel that bad for him, go in there and let him knock you out, earn a nice
Yeah,
bonus
yeah.
check.
Let him knock you out.
Yeah.
Right.
And just say you're welcome after.
Exactly.
Right? Damn.
Sorry for your loss. Thanks for the loss.
No disrespect to Paul Harris.
A loss for your loss. Yeah, no, of course not. Yeah,
But
of course
damn.
not. It's a sad story, but
Oh, I'm so happy I just found this. They finally have a women's pound-for-pound ranking.
Yeah?
Yeah, they never used to do that. They used to just mix everything together, and now they have a women's pound-for-pound ranking on UFC, too.
I'm assuming
Amanda.
Nunez
That's,
up on top.
The champions are the top three.
I was going to say
Nunez,
Nunez,
Shevchenko,
Shevchenko,
Zhang
Weili.
Long Wiley.
I do hate that Jessica
Oh,
Andrade is higher
about
than
me.
Rose and JJ and Holly Holm. And
It's all right. Rose is going to beat the fuck out of her again.
Yes, she
That's
is.
coming
Cannot
out.
wait for that
Dude, I
fight.
keep forgetting they made that fight.
Yeah,
man. That's
I'm
a good
excited
one,
for that
too.
fight.
That's nice.
And
I
you know
like
what?
that.
If
Thug Rose.
If
Yes.
Andrade loses that, she can fight Angela Hill, who just won in North Carolina. Angela Hill beat. Nice little transition.
Yeah, that's a good one. Good one. Good one.
Was not
Transition.
trying to do that. Angela Hill beat Hannah Cyphers by
TKO, I believe.
It was
Yeah.
a mounted.
Yeah, I was
Elbows.
going to say on the ground. Yeah, my elbows. Yes.
It was.
Thank you, Angela Hill.
It was actually very impressive, but
I won $8.
I did not.
$8. $8.
I did not like how the crowd booed her. I understand Angela Hill's annoying sounding and all that, and she's annoying on Twitter.
Well, Hannah Cyphers
Let's
is
just Hannah
from
Cyphers. Yeah, she's
It's
from
from
North
North- yeah.
Carolina.
Oh.
And the fights were in
Yeah,
Raleigh.
she said something
Yeah.
really dumb on Twitter, you said, right?
Yeah, she got mad.
Sorta.
She got mad at Mike Perry
Mike
Mike Perry
won't
used the
stop
N-word.
using the N-word.
Okay, never
so she
yeah,
didn't
yeah,
like
yeah.
that. But by calling him racist, she made herself sound racist. She was like, "Oh, you people can't say that." And it's like,
Yeah,
oh,
you
right,
people can't
right.
say that,
yeah.
and
It's
saying
like,
you
oh.
people, and that's like a thing. Blah blah
Yeah.
blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Very controversial stuff.
She just annoys me, dude. Like
Defending
the way
racism
she
with
talks,
racism.
everything
Yeah.
about her just annoys the shit. I can't get
Not
over it.
defending.
I can't get over it. There's nothing on a personal level. I have no beef with her. I have nothing against who she is and what she does. She's entitled to her opinions on all that stuff. I don't care about it. She just fucking annoys me.
Yeah.
She's just an annoying human being.
She has an annoying.
I can't get
voice.
over it.
But
I can't get over it.
more importantly, her fighting style. Her fighting style is actually. I like her fighting style.
Yeah, she's
And
alright.
my favorite fight, which is how this transitions, is Jessica Andrade versus Angela Hill. That's my favorite women's fight of all time. If you haven't seen it, go ahead and watch it. It won Fight of the Night on that card. And so if Jessica Andrade loses against Rose, if she wins, obviously she's in like title contention. But if she loses, I want Angela Hill versus Jessica Andrade too, because that was such an awesome fight. And I want to see it again.
Andrade got crushed by Zhang Weili.
Well, I'm not talking about Zhang.
I know, but I'm just saying, if she wins
Andrade
that,
got
she's
crushed by
Young
Rose
lady.
before she
Yeah, she
dropped
did.
her on her head.
Yeah.
Very true.
the second time.
It's very true.
Thing is that Rose almost caught her in a submission the first time she dropped her. She almost caught her in an armbar, which
Yeah.
just would have ended it. And then she went for the same thing the second time, and Andrade, to her credit, switched up how she was going to slam her and slammed her right on her head.
Yep.
Even though I still don't like that.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah, you hated that when that happened,
Yeah.
man. I remember
Yeah.
you talking about that.
Because there's
You
no
didn't wanna
other
fight that.
facet of UFC where you're like, well, that could probably kill them instantly,
right.
except for slamming them on their head.
yeah.
UFC, but then there's other mixed martial arts organizations such as One and Risen, where soccer kicks are allowed, and
You mean kicks while they're on the ground?
full on soccer kicks. Yeah,
Okay.
those can fucking
Like
kill
downed
someone
opponent, you can just kick him.
in the head.
Oh,
Just
so like
wind
what
up like
uh,
kicking a fucking soccer ball.
UFC
like in
1
the
when
dome.
that Dutch guy kicked the
Yes.
sumo wrestler in the mouth
There you go.
Yes, and knocked
and
his
ended up
teeth
with
out.
teeth in his feet.
There you go.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's awesome. That's one of my favorite stories ever.
That's awesome.
That
He had to
will
get
kill
stitches
One
in
word
his
for it?
foot in
Sure.
between fights that they fought in the same night because he had teeth sticking out of his foot.
someone. The other teeth will actually went into the crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Collectors. Yeah, collector's items for everybody.
The
Souvenirs.
sport has come a long way.
From
has.
bones as
Yeah.
bones as souvenirs at a fight to now
Bones is champion.
bones.
Yes.
Good job, Vinny.
Bones, the light heavyweight champion of the world.
Bones and bones.
That's funny.
Right.
Guys talking bones.
Guys talking bone.
Not boners, bones.
Not boners,
All right.
bones.
What
Bones and wieners.
Are we trying to...
Arnold Allen, Nick Lentz.
Yeah,
Oh.
there we go.
I was really looking forward to that fight.
Yes.
Turned out to be a really good fight.
It was. We were all right on that. Arnold Allen, man.
Arnold
took it.
Almighty Allen.
And
Arnold Almighty Allen.
He also helped me win $8.
I would like to go out and say, though, like, Nick Lentz looked really, really good, though.
Yeah.
He did. Yes,
Arnold
he did.
Allen was just a little bit better, but Nick Lentz looked pretty good.
Arnold Allen's young.
I think
don't
that's
know
one
how
of
old
the-
Nick
one
Lentz
of
is,
20.
but
He's, I believe he just turned 26, or he's just about to. Arnold
Nick
Allen.
I
Lentz
believe
is
he is
35.
25.
yeah.
Nick Lentz is 35.
I think Nick Lentz might be the best he's looked in a long time.
Yeah, he looked great.
You know what sucks? He took this fight on short notice. He took it on
Yeah.
like a one or maybe 2 weeks short notice.
I think it was like 5 days, dude.
Who was it
5
that?
days.
Who was it that dropped out?
It was Josh Emmett.
Josh Emmett. I think
Yeah.
it was. I think it was 2 weeks actually.
2
Was
weeks.
it?
It was a couple weeks.
Oh,
a couple
yeah.
weeks out.
I know that.
Even still,
Well, at least
though, that's
Emmett
tough.
dropped out a couple weeks. I don't know when Lentz actually
All filled in.
agreed to
Yeah,
fill
I
in,
gotcha.
but it was I think 2 weeks out that he dropped
well,
out.
we knew of it
Gotcha.
on Monday.
we knew of the dropout, but
Yeah.
not.
We knew it was
Do
going
we
to be
know
Lentz.
it was going to be
We knew it was
Lentz
going to be
by then?
Lentz.
Yeah,
Alright,
we
so it's
did.
at least he had probably a full week. I think it.
Yeah, a
la-
full week of
last-
training.
last
Way to go.
Monday- last Monday when I brought it up to you.
Yeah, every day counts, man. When you talk about this level of competition, every single day you can get counts. But yeah, whatever. It was short fucking notice.
Yeah, last Monday when I brought it up to you, it said on like Google that it was like 5 days old. The articles that it would be Nick Lentz now facing him. So
So that was Monday.
So
yeah,
it
it was
wasn't-
like
it
about
wasn't
2
like
weeks.
10
About
days.
2 weeks. He had about
Yeah.
10 to 14 days somewhere in there.
yeah,
And what's
So
unfortunate,
very very short time.
not really unfortunate, but Lentz was previously at lightweight, went down to featherweight. He said the cut was too much. He went up to lightweight. His last few fights have been at lightweight. So this is his return fight to featherweight, and he looked good on short notice, on more of a weight cut than he's used to. So not making excuses. He's good, and I don't want
is
to take
fucking
that
good.
away from him.
Arnold Allen.
Definitely, man. I'm with you.
Unranked to number 15.
Undefeated
He was undefeated.
yeah. That's his
6-0.
Still undefeated,
yeah,
right?
That's
yeah.
his 7th one. I think
Yeah.
that's either 6th
In
or
UFC.
7th one.
I think that's
In
his
UFC,
7th one.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's 7 in a row or 6 in a row. I
Seven.
think it's 6. I think it's
7.
6. Is it?
Yeah, I think so. I believe
Brian?
they said he's
I'll
got
get
the longest active win streak in the division now because Holloway's is out now. 'cause
I
he-
thought it was 5 in a row prior. Maybe I could be wrong. You could be
That
right,
is
dude.
that is his 7th win in a row.
7.
Oh yeah,
15-1 overall.
15-1.
Almighty.
Anybody know what his one loss was? I'm assuming it was probably some like amateur fight or some shit like that.
Well, it was
right?
before he was in the UFC. Right?
It was his
Yeah.
8th fight. It was a decision against Marcin Warsack or something like that, whatever it's called. Marcin doesn't even have a Wikipedia page, but it was his 8th fight, and then he went 8-1, 10-1, all the way up to his current 16-1.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I don't think it was in the UFC, was
He
it?
ranked.
was not.
What's he?
Okay.
Anybody got what he's ranked right now? Arnold Allen.
15th.
He's
He
ranked
was
15.
unranked, and now he's 15th.
Ah, good for him, man. Breaking into that. At least breaking into the top 15. That's good.
It took a little long to
Especially
get
on
him
a-
ranked.
Yeah,
I think
Featherweight's got a
on a
ton
7-fight
of
win streak.
people, though,
we
that's the thing.
I think I talked about this
Well,
with
he's
you
not
at
fighting
work.
any like super top guy. This is probably his biggest challenge.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely.
Nick Lentz
It
was
was.
his
I
biggest
was
challenge. So
I was
far.
saying he like I think what they're doing with him, like his team maybe, is like what Brian Ortega's team did with him, because Brian Ortega went kind of slowly up the ladder too, where they were just gradually giving him just a little bit tougher and a little bit tougher until eventually he choked out Cub. Then everybody's like, oh, here's this guy, and then he just went up from there.
Yeah.
Like
You
they're,
mean
they're
not what they did with Darren Till?
Right, exactly. Yeah, they're trying to groom him into like being that complete
Sure.
fighter who's going to take out the whole division instead of just being like, "Oh, you got a nice little win streak. Here's Max Holloway for you."
Yeah.
You mean not what happened with the aforementioned Sage Northcutt?
yeah. Oof.
Sage.
They did him no favors in his last fight.
They really didn't.
I don't think he'll ever fight again, but we
Thing
don't know.
is, Darren Till, probably everybody thought that he was going to beat Jorge Masvidal, and then Masvidal knocked him out. So
I mean,
I wasn't sure about that.
They
though.
put him
No,
in
I
his
just mean when
backyard.
you put a 26-year-old up against like a 32, 33-year-old, a lot of times the younger guy's going to win that
In
fight.
England.
I don't know, 32 years. That's kind of your prime, though, man.
Yeah,
When
but
you're kind of coming to your prime, your late
it's-
20s up until your
You're only
early,
saying that
early
because
to
you're
mid
32.
30s.
it's definitely
I'm
when
31.
you're
Was.
5 years
You're
younger.
only saying
Normally,
Well, that's
the
definitely your
32.
prime. Your prime is definitely 28-ish up until about 34, 35, depending on the athlete.
Depending
That's
on
your
who you
prime.
are, yeah.
With
My-
almost every sport.
I'm hitting my prime in 2 months.
Yeah,
Fuck yeah.
boy.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
In my
Thanks.
prime in 2 months.
Yeah, I'm 31.
You hear that,
I just
ladies?
turned 31. 3
hitting
days
his
ago.
prime in 2 months.
Yeah, that's right. Give me all the likes. If this episode gets 100 likes,
Oh boy.
Did you open the Facebook
You can
page
say
yet?
anything.
'Cause,
Say
yeah,
you'll kill
no,
yourself.
seriously.
Because it'll never happen.
he wouldn't give me the damn password. I couldn't make a Facebook page for this.
Yeah, it's Guys Talking Fights 1.
Oh, now everybody knows.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah, but they don't know if
It's
it's...
gonna be spam. Now we're gonna
Yeah, but they don't know that...
we're gonna get all 10
Oh,
viewers
jeez.
emailing us. Shit, 10
Seriously.
emails. God damn it.
Shit, I probably shouldn't have said that shit.
No, I just got to change the password.
We'll just edit it.
Shouldn't have said that.
We'll just edit it. Yeah, because we've done that before.
Like, I can't take it back. I said it. Like, we don't
never
edit it.
Now we got to start over.
It's okay. There's only like 5 people watching it. We're only
No,
we're
you
like
just
40
change
minutes
the
in.
password.
Oh, yeah, I'll just change the password. All right, cool.
Moving on.
Moving on.
Bavon Lewis defeated Daquan.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
Daquan Townsend
Townsend.
at middleweight, and these guys were fucking huge.
Yeah, dude.
I think both these guys were
Ooh.
6'3".
Townsend was a lot bigger than Lewis.
I
in
mean,
that one.
They were both 6'3".
For sure.
With,
And he lost.
what was the reach? 79?
Yeah,
70
like
somebody-
that.
79 is huge.
79-inch reach, 6'3" middleweights.
Big as fuck.
Fucking huge.
Yeah, that's monster.
Townsend looked like he kind of just ran out of gas in the later rounds.
It looked like he cut a lot of weight though. Vinny said,
Yeah.
Yeah, he looked significantly bigger than Lewis. Like, yeah, I think they were like the same height, but like the other guy was just way thicker. You could see it.
and Lewis did win that one by decision.
Yes, sir.
Can't really say anything else on that one.
He also helped me win my $8.
Good job.
So did Herbert Burns with that gross knockout.
That was great.
The jumping knee. I guess it's not really a flying knee. He didn't really run at him with it. He just kind of jumped and kneed him in the face.
First round, and he won a bonus off of it.
Yep. Gotta love that.
I'm
Not wanting
very
to fight
very happy
242.
that went down like. Oh, don't thank you. I'm very happy that went down that way because the other guy was just so in his face, like in the weigh-ins and like just
rooting it
being obnoxious.
No, no.
He's
Fucking around.
Hell yeah.
Jamal Hill, Darko Stosic.
Stosic, man.
That was fun. Stosic
was
ran
a
out
cool
of gas
fight.
after like the first round, though.
Dude, Stosic, one of those dudes, like, he landed a couple on him. And
He landed a few.
Stosic was
He's
a
beefy as fuck.
muscle, just a fucking body of muscle.
Yeah.
Light
He's a
heavyweights,
scary
too.
looking
Yeah.
guy, yeah.
Jamal
He's like,
Hill
what is he, like,
definitely
5'11"?
outpointed him, obviously by the decision victory, but he had the reach by at least, I think, 4 inches, something like that. And he just kind of kept picking at him, where every time Stosic got close, he'd land big hands on his face.
And I think in the third round, Stosic had like 3 or 4 takedowns.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
did. He had a
He
few.
ended-
yeah.
I
If he
think
would
he
have
ended
done
the
what he
fight
did
with
in the
5.
third round and the first and second round, I think he would have won that fight.
Could have.
All 3 judges did give Stosic 1 round, which I'm assuming was probably the third
Probably
round.
the third round, yeah. For
and then
sure.
the judges
Which is
gave,
crazy.
Had to have been the third round.
and they all gave Hill the first 2 rounds.
That makes sense. Yeah. It was
Still-
a good fight. That was a fun one to watch. I like
Still
that.
unanimous decision.
Stosic did land a couple good lefts. Like,
I wish I would've
Yes,
seen
he
he landed
did.
a couple good ones. And Hill,
Yes.
Jamal Hill,
Yes.
he wasn't affected either. Like, he took
No,
those
credit
shots
to him,
really
yeah.
well, man. Like, he
to
got
him.
rocked. I mean, quote unquote rocked. Like, what looked like he should have been rocked anyway. And it didn't seem to affect him. He just kind of walked right through him. I was impressed.
I wish I would have seen that fight. I was
really
I
impressed.
was busy working on a car.
Yeah, it's all good.
That fight and the next
Fucking
fight.
Jamie.
What were you doing on the
Angela
car?
Hill.
I was I was taking the check engine light off.
Oh, you were resetting it with a code reader or something?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I have a scanner.
So he needs to get his car inspected?
No, He just doesn't like check engine lights. I actually just did it again today.
Okay, well, it's okay. I was gonna say it's probably gonna come back on.
No,
You should probably get whatever's wrong with it fixed.
No, it's been going on and off for the last few years. It's whenever the temperature changes. Like any drastic, 30-degree change, the check engine light will go on. So I just turn it off.
every few weeks around here.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
So why
every 2 days?
Pretty fucking close.
Why doesn't he just leave it on until it's time to get it inspected and then turn it
don't want
off?
to deal with it.
It's not. It's easy for me to turn it off. I just turn it off with my phone.
It's easy to ignore it too.
It is, but no one likes to have
Put a
check
piece of
engine
tape
light.
over it.
I had
Dad
I had the
definitely did that.
tire pressure sensor I needed replaced in one of my wheels in my car. I just put a picture of me and my girlfriend over it.
Shout out to your girlfriend.
Yeah, I was like, all right, there, you can keep that.
Damn, she got 2 shout outs.
It's easy to ignore
in a
that
row.
way.
2 in a row. That's right.
What's her name?
Ashley,
Ashley.
Shout out to
I knew
Ashley.
that. I knew that.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Ashley, but I didn't want to.
at what point are we
I don't
in the
wanna be wrong.
podcast here? I'll have her check it out
45 minutes.
45 minutes.
because she's not gonna watch the whole thing.
Aw.
I watch
Come on, Ashley.
I usually watch the first 2-3 minutes.
You usually watch the first 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Hey, I watched
usually
every
listen to a
minute of
little
every
bit just to
episode,
Yeah,
so
you
I was
have.
in
how
it.
we sound.
You're our biggest fan.
Yeah, it was.
Huh? Still is. Huh?
I'll usually listen to a majority of it just to see how we sound, see what it sounds like, make sure everything sounds good the whole way through.
Comment down below to see how we sound.
Make sure the mics don't fuck up halfway through. We just start echoing for no reason.
Which we've done that before.
It's definitely happened before. So I like to make sure that doesn't happen.
Zach.
So we already hit Angela Hill and Hannah Cyphers.
Yeah, we did.
Funny thing is, I remember watching Alex Perez and Jordan Espinoza, but I don't remember watching.
You don't?
So
Oh, that was a good one.
that one,
I know he subbed him.
Perez did get Jordan down, I believe, in first round. Yeah, it was the first round, and he was in half guard with an arm triangle.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone's like, okay, he's working for the arm triangle, he's working for it. And he just started squeezing from half guard and got it.
Yeah, put his shoulder right into him.
Did he go
Oh,
unconscious?
yes.
Yeah. Oh, he went unconscious.
He went-
you,
yeah.
you could see him he was trying to reach around him, and he's got
He was
one knee
trying to
bent,
tap,
and then he
right?
just went.
It looked like he kind of put his hand on there and weakly tapped, and then he started to go out.
It
and
looked
his
like
hand just came
he
down.
was trying. He was gonna tap, but he started panicking because
Yeah.
he felt himself going unconscious.
Yeah.
And then
So
he
instead
just-
of tapping, he kind of just panicked, and then then he just fucking went out cold.
His leg, you could tell the moment he went out, his leg just went straight.
Yeah, he had
His
one
leg
knee bent
shook
and
a little
up,
bit,
and
and
it
then
just
that
went.
was
It flattened right out.
It was a good thing the ref too. The ref saw it, and he jumped right in as soon as he saw that his
Unlike
legs
the
kinda
Sergio Pettis
shake
fight.
and then go.
Yeah, I was
straight,
gonna
he
say,
jumped right in.
Good
no,
thing-
no thanks to Frank Trigg.
Good thing it wasn't Frank Trigg.
Seriously.
any longer, and that dude would have just died of asphyxiation.
Oh yeah.
And then he would have been charged with what's it called? Something with murder.
Manslaughter.
Accessory
Oh,
to
accessory to
murder.
For sure.
I know.
Involuntary
I know. Vehicle manslaughter. That's actually where my
Vehicular.
vehicular manslaughter. That's where my vehicular thing comes from.
There you go.
You have a
Vehicle?
vehicular manslaughter.
Because I had a van. I had a 1969 van, and so my Xbox gamer tag was gonna be vehicular van slaughter instead of vehicular manslaughter.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah, and then, but then, I sold the van, but I kept the vehicular, so now I'm vehicular Samps, vehicular 59.
Follow him on Instagram.
Yeah, at vehicular Samps.
Want to tell him your password?
Shut the fuck up, bro. Will's got that.
My bad.
And then if you see vehicular 59 on YouTube, that's me.
Woo. Hey.
I commented on the last one. Actually. That was the first comment and the first view.
Noise.
Look at that.
I don't think that's a
You
good
the
thing.
man.
We already hit Chiesa and Dos Anjos, right? You wanna
Yeah,
add a little
that was the
bit more?
first
I mean,
one we talked
we
about,
sort
I
of,
think.
we didn't. Yeah, we kind of talked about it.
We can keep
Decent
going.
amount.
Chiesa dominated the whole fight. Pretty
Well,
much.
okay. My question to you guys would be
What's
who
next?
does Chiesa fight next?
Well, he called out Colby Covington,
he
give it
did
to
call
him.
out Colby Covington.
and I like that call out.
I like that fight. I like it a lot.
He talked about it afterwards on the post show, just saying, hey, I don't give a shit about the politics part of it or anything like that. I just think that'd be a good test for me.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
You
I
always-
love that. I love
You always
that
want
fight.
to step up, unless you're Kevin Lee wanting to step down. But all these guys
So
always
weird.
want to step up and fight the highest ranked guy that they can possibly fight. Obviously, Chiesa knows that he's not going to be fighting for a title after beating RDA.
Right.
It's kind of a
It's
given.
not going to happen.
RDA was number 5. I mean,
yeah, you beat the number 5 guy. You were previously unranked. You're not going to get you're obviously not going to get a title shot.
Jorge Masvidal coming off the year he had, and Tyron Woodley and Leon Edwards fighting this year.
And possibly Conor McGregor and all that bullshit. So, I know.
Yeah, Colby's the guy to call out.
Colby's a good fight, but who do we have below RDA? Who's 8, 9, and 10? Wonder Boy.
Well, 8 is RDA.
Maya's
then you got Nate Diaz, Robbie Lawler, and Jeff Neal.
Nate Diaz, Robbie Lawler, and Jeff Neal.
Yeah, Wonder Boy jumped to 6. Damian Maya's at 5, and Michael Chiesa went from unranked to 7.
I wouldn't hate
Damian Maya's not in the top 10?
Damian Maya's number 5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Damian Maya. That'd be a fun.
He has a fight
dude.
coming up though. Damian Maya.
Yeah, he's fighting Burns. Gilbert Burns.
Right.
Gilbert
That's
Burns.
right. Forgot about that.
In Brazil, I think.
Who's in Covington's?
Burns is
Covington's
12.
ranked number 1 right now,
Covington is number 2 behind Tyron Woodley.
behind Woodley,
Yeah.
and then 3 is
Jorge Masvidal.
Oh.
4 is
Leon Edwards.
5 is
Damian Maya.
Damian Maya. That's right.
Yeah, if Colby's ready in July, I say go
He
for
won't
it.
Sure,
be.
dude.
He won't
Number
be.
2.
I mean, a broken jaw, I feel like, is a pretty big injury. Am I wrong there?
It's the thing that
You're
I
not
think is
wrong,
going to be.
but I mean, by July, you don't think he'd be ready?
No, only because I think that
Fucking
you
6
you
months.
can't train at all with that broken jaw. He can't breathe well enough to do any sort of real training.
He can't spar.
I don't hate a Wonder Boy fight.
Me neither. Me
Like,
neither.
I don't
with
hate that.
Chiesa.
That sounds good. Chiesa, Wonder Boy.
Chiesa would
And
have to get him down.
That's the thing. Like, it gives Chiesa, like, you want a true test, like, with a true, like, granted, RDA has better striking than Chiesa.
Stephen
He's
Thompson
got a
may be
good
the
ground
best
game, too,
striker
like-
in UFC.
That's what
though.
I'm saying. Is like Wonder Boy being like a purebred striker. Let's see it, man. That's a fight I would like to see.
It would be an interesting challenge because Chiesa even says he's not a wrestler and he's not a striker. He's a grappler. He said that right on the post-fight.
Yep.
So, although RDA had only been taken down like, I think maybe 7 times, I think they said, in his entire UFC career.
I think it was way more. I think it was 18 times in his entire career, but that's over the course of like more than that many fights, though.
I think more than 10 years. But
yeah,
just in that
which
fight,
is not. It's 18 sounds like a big number, but when you consider how many rounds and how many fights he's had, it's not a lot.
I mean, he was taken down at least 3 times in this fight. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure at least 3 times. So I mean,
more than that. I actually don't know how many, but
I don't know. But Chiesa definitely was able to get him down quite often. So it would be another good takedown challenge, I guess, against Thompson.
I would like to just throw it out
good.
there that according to Dr. Google, it only takes about 6 weeks for a broken jaw to heal.
Jesus Christ.
I told you it didn't take that long.
Yeah, you did
I
tell
know
me
it
that.
doesn't. They wire it shut for like 6 weeks and then you're good. Like, I mean, I'm
I
sure
don't
you
know
didn't
if
go
you're just
you're
right
not
back
good,
to
you're
training,
not good to
but
the point where you can do like hard sparring, and
Right,
get
but
punched in the mouth.
between
But like,
December and
but
July,
you can,
though?
but what you can train. You can train everything else besides being punched in the face in sparring.
Ask Dr. Google how long it takes to
You can
heal a
you can
broken
hit
finger.
mitts. You can do all your
Broken
cardio.
finger.
You can lift.
No,
you
he
can
can't do his cardio with his jaw wired shut though. That's the problem.
Right, but it's wired shut for 6 weeks. His
So
jaw
it's already
got
done.
It's
No, not yet. It's been
He-
about 4 or 5 weeks.
That's been
Yeah, it
Oh,
was the
gosh.
end of December.
no.
Yeah.
He's I think his jaw is already.
It's still wired?
It's already good. It's
Oh,
good.
it's
It's
already
not.
good.
It's not wired anymore. It's
Oh,
already
oh,
on. It's not wired shut anymore. As far as I.
Are you sure? I haven't heard him talk any shit in a while. So
Oh,
I'm
his
not
fingers
positive.
are good on Twitter.
No,
don't know.
I haven't seen any of that either.
Well, I'll look it up. When did they fight? December what?
14th, I think.
14th. That's
Yeah.
what I have in my head too.
It was the 14th.
Yeah,
And I
so
think
that would,
he
that would
had,
be
he had it
6 weeks.
shut like very soon afterwards.
Yeah.
I think it's
assuming the
already
next
good.
day.
So like, yeah, he'll be fine by July.
Probably
He could
the
definitely
next
fight by
day.
July.
Yeah.
If not that night.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll have it wired shut that night, the night
Yeah.
that he lost.
Oh.
I mean,
I
I
mean,
wouldn't be surprised if they just took
Let's
him to
say
the
fight that
hospital.
night.
And
I mean,
I thought that's what he was saying.
Yeah.
He'll
Covington's
fight
not
that
that
night.
He ran.
Dustin Poirier wanted to fight him that night.
He
Oh,
ran out of the
Oh, fuck
arena
yeah.
because like fucking jaws broke.
Probably 'cause
And then
he's
everyone's
just
like, "Oh,
bleeding
he's
out of his
running."
mouth.
It's like, yeah, his fucking jaws broke.
Right.
What the fuck?
He's just choking on his own blood.
I mean, I'm not defending the guy. I don't like him, but like his fucking
Right.
jaws broke. I
Yeah.
was expecting that to roll.
I
Me
thought it was
too.
gonna roll too. It didn't.
Good shit.
What else we got? Blades.
Um,
We already did
Who's
Blades.
next for everybody?
Yeah. So,
Well, we kind of talked about what we think might be next for Blades, right? Either
Yes,
Ngannou, the
Ngannou
winner of Ngannou
or-
and Rosenstrike, or
Yeah.
the belt, I guess.
or a
right?
shot at the title. But Ngannou would probably have a better case for a title shot.
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't fucking matter anymore. It's whoever the guy at the top wants to fight. So,
Mm-hmm.
and Stipe
of a
obviously
pain in
wants
the
to
ass.
fight
DC.
DC.
Yep.
which kind of sucks because okay, you get a third fight between those guys, but the other two guys that are sitting there, three guys that are sitting there, are like, dude, what the fuck? How long do I got to sit around and wait for you guys?
No, I specifically remember DC saying he wanted to retire March of 2019. I'm assuming, I think his birthday's in March. He wanted to retire in his birthday month, which I thought
last
was March.
year.
Yeah. So it's been almost 10 months since you were supposed to retire. So
Well, he wants to get that one back. He's hoping to
it's
get that one back.
I mean, I say just let it go. Jesus, he's gonna go down as one.
He already
of the best.
said I think I might have mentioned it earlier. If he doesn't fight by the summertime, if Stipe's
just
not
gonna
ready to
retire.
fight, and they don't fight by the summer, that's it.
He'll
He
just
think
retire,
he's
yeah.
done. He'll just retire, and he's not going to pursue it anymore.
Pretty much, it has to be announced within April.
Something like that.
Yeah, you figure like
What did we just get the
June,
full card
between
for?
June and September is about when they would fight. You know, if it doesn't happen.
The Ohio card,
The
right?
latest.
and that's,
September.
I think, March.
March
yeah.
23rd.
Yeah. That's
The only reason I
right
realized-
after New York. That's right after Habib and...
That one's in April.
Or is
yeah.
that one in April?
I know
One's
there's
in
one April 25th.
Tony
Okay.
Habib.
There's
What,
March
a
23rd, April
pay-per-view?
25th. I don't know if it's a pay-per-view.
The pay-per-view is April 18th.
And then there's one April 25th. It's not a pay-per-view. It's
Yeah,
just a
okay.
fight night. Someone was
night?
just announced a fight on it. I forgot who it was.
Fight night?
I always notice fights that are announced. I'm like, oh damn, that'd be really cool. And it was announced like 2 days prior to us recording this. Like it was like they announced it yesterday, and I just don't look.
Boo. Hiss.
Boo.
How about Stephen A. Smith?
Oh, we all-
Rogan
all
and
start laughing.
Smith.
It's a weird confrontation because you kind of get where Joe Rogan's coming from, telling him to like shut the fuck up, just
Kind of
based on
100% get where Rogan's coming from.
Yes, but also Stephen A. Smith has been a boxing analyst for 20 years, so it's not like he's brand new to this whole
Well,
thing.
see, why don't we?
I think he's trolling, dude.
Why don't we elaborate?
That's
he's
part of his-
90. Yeah, go ahead.
Why don't we elaborate on what he actually
Go ahead,
said?
Ryan.
So he called Cowboy a quitter. He said that he quit after the first strike, 14 seconds in.
I think he used the word what was it, despicable or something?
Disgusting.
Disgusting.
He was disgusted, or he thought it was disgusting, or something like that. He basically put down the performance of McGregor and Cerrone.
He's a human thesaurus, so I mean you can't. He just spits out words that a lot of people have never even heard before. So not that disgusting is one of those.
Yeah,
but-
like the. And
Like the
asshole. And so obviously
you really like that.
Oh,
one.
you got me on that one, dude.
and then so after he said that, obviously the entire MMA community there was a backlash, and Joe Rogan, was it on his podcast?
Yeah,
Yes.
with
Yeah, it
Josh
was a podcast,
Thompson, you
which you
talked
should
about it.
start fucking listening to. Sir.
I already do. And so
Uh-huh.
he's saying that, like, look, it's a bad look. Joe Rogan said that it's a bad look for ESPN. It's a bad look for the sport. It's a bad look for him to say words like that. And everyone's defending Cowboy, saying, like, look, the guy is a professional athlete. He's been at the top of the game for the last at least 10 years. He's not a
Most
quitter.
wins, most finishes, most
Yeah.
all that stuff.
Most wins by a head kick, most tied for most submissions or most submissions, or
I don't know
yeah.
if he's tied.
Most fight bonuses.
Finishes.
He's fought killers. The
problem is that Cerrone.
top-notch guys for his last 10 to 12, 15 fights have been like top 10 guys.
Cerrone's problem is that he's come right out and said that he doesn't always show up for the big ones, and he gets super nervous.
He
Before
does,
the
but I
big
don't think
fights.
this one had anything to do with him not showing up. It was just Conor McGregor.
Conor
just
McGregor came
doing
out
the
and
right
hit
thing,
him
man.
with
I
some
mean, those
stuff,
shoulder
yeah.
strikes, bro. I think Rogan actually said it. He recently had a he just had a podcast with somebody.
Josh
Kamaru
Thompson.
Usman.
Josh Thompson.
Not Kamaru Usman, not Josh Thompson.
Who? Rogan?
Yep,
Frankie Edgar.
Frankie Edgar. Frankie Edgar.
Bill
and he was
Maher?
saying that, guaranteed to see guys when they get in the Bill Maher. Yeah, he had one with Bill Maher too. Bill Maher. He is big as there.
turn him on.
Anyway,
It's okay because I always punch this in
but
every episode.
he was saying, and I agree, you guarantee you're going to be seeing shoulder strikes now.
Like which we did.
The very first fight of the prelims there was.
Yeah. There you go. And he's saying you're guaranteed that guys are going to be working on that, and we're going to be seeing that in the next year or two until guys figure out a way to negate that.
Now we've seen those in
you
boxing
get in the clinch,
for a while.
and he said it's not going to be really popular, but if you can't do anything else and you're in close quarters and you got to clinch, you're going to see guys start working on
the
that
very
shoulder
next
strike.
fight after that one. We saw some shoulder
Right, exactly.
strikes.
John
and
Jones,
I think we're going to see more. I think
John Jones has been doing it for a while.
Yep.
He doesn't do it like that. He doesn't do like a jab. He kind of his is more like a jumping type thing.
Yeah.
It's not really like a jab with your shoulder.
Sure.
But I think any guy, any welterweight who would have been in there with Conor McGregor and got hit with those same shots would have been hurt as well.
Dude, he broke his fucking nose with
His
those.
nose
and
and his orbital.
I think the orbital was from
You think that was from the kick?
From the kick, I think. The kick.
I thought
or
the kick was
the kick
on
or
the-
a punch.
That was on
Either the
chin.
kick or a punch.
Yeah,
But
it was
the
on
no,
the opposite side, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
definitely
the broken orbital
definitely
was on
the
the
nose
opposite
was from a
side.
shoulder
Oh.
strike, and the orbital either from the kick or a punch.
But I mean, like I think
Yeah,
was,
it could have
I
been one of those ending punches, I bet.
Yeah.
Was
Yeah.
it
Or the
Thompson
kick.
that was saying that the adrenaline's not pumping yet in the first couple seconds of the fight? So when you break your nose, you're going to get all that pain. If it was like 4 minutes into the first round and you break your nose, okay.
Also, even if you don't get the pain, you can't fucking breathe. You can't breathe.
Yeah.
Now you're not breathing through your nose,
Oh yeah.
and you're frustrated. You're like, okay, we're 20 seconds into the fight. My fucking nose is already broken.
I haven't landed a shot yet.
I throw a kick. What was it? Kind of like
That
at
he
the
blocks.
shoulder
He
height
blocked
kick,
it.
maybe. Just blocked it with the arms, like easy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Then you get kicked in the fucking face,
Yep.
right in the jaw.
I
You
mean-
go down, then you take a fucking. Then you start getting hit with punches, dude. It was
There's
basically Conor McGregor gave him the perfect storm.
yeah, it was
Yeah,
a
essentially.
perfect execution of his game.
It really
plan.
was. It really was.
And there's fewer things, aside obviously there's a lot of ways to like knock somebody out, but there's fewer ways to like really, really disorient somebody that's like not going to cause them too much amount of pain than to break their nose. That will really, really disorient anybody.
Rory McDonald.
Especially 15, 20 seconds into a fight.
Yeah, exactly. Like you're not ready for that either, and there's no quicker way to like get somebody like really out of the element and just.
And when you get it from the clinch,
yeah.
you expect it from a punch or a kick, a jab, a hook, not from in the
Not
clinch.
from the clinch.
from
Within
a
the first
shoulder,
10 seconds.
Yeah.
I mean, Rory McDonald got his nose broken 20 minutes after the start of the fight, and that's what finished him. He reached up, grabbed his nose, and then just went down in the Robbie Lawler fight. I mean, Cowboy got his nose broken within the first, I think it was 14 seconds.
Something
I
like
think
that.
it
It
was
was within the
only
first. like,
Connor
20
threw that
seconds.
jumping punch. Cowboy ducked it, and then I think they immediately went into the clinch. Didn't they?
Yeah, I got really excited for a second. Cowboy ducked under the punch. I was like, oh, okay, he missed that one. Oh, he's got him in the clinch.
That was the only
Cowboy's
strike he
known
missed.
for being good in the clinch with that Muay Thai. His knees, he's a strong, big guy. Didn't work out.
But
obviously.
going back to Smith's
yeah.
comments.
He just needs to shut
Smith
the fuck up.
kind of
maybe
overstepped
stop commenting
his
on
bounds. Oh, he won't though. Not.
Of course he won't.
He's the main voice of ESPN, so
sure.
he's not going to stop. He has a little bit
Dude,
of a
it's
point
not-
that he's
it's
been
not
doing it
his
for a
sport,
long
though.
time. Every sport is a sport.
He's ESPN.
MMA's not his sport.
He's ESPN.
I don't give a
He's
fuck.
He's
who he is.
ESPN.
It's
He
not his
covered
sport.
UFC 6, I believe, as a reporter. So
Great.
he's not.
Good for him.
That's what I'm saying, though. He's been around a long time, and he, for a lot of times, does know what he's talking about. But like you said earlier, he's a shock artist. He says shit to get people to pay attention to what he's saying. I don't even believe most of the time that he believes everything that he says. If you heard him earlier this week, he said, I don't know how much anybody pays attention to football, he said that Alex Smith, who used to be the quarterback of the Kansas City Chiefs, would have been able to do exactly what Patrick Mahomes did a couple weeks ago, which is just ridiculous. Patrick Mahomes came back from a 24-0 deficit, which Alex Smith would have never been able to do, and it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
but he said it to get people to talk shit, and that's what he does.
Yeah, he just says shit to get people talking.
Yes. The thing that I don't
do you think he does it for himself or for the sport or for both?
A little bit of both.
You think so?
He does it to get himself attention. He does it because it's made him a lot of money and has got a lot of people to pay attention to ESPN just to see him. I mean, he's on a show every single day where all it is him and Max Kellerman, another boxing guy, just yelling at each other. And that's all it is. So I mean, the only thing that I don't like, that I don't agree with what Rogan said, is that it's not good for the sport. Like, people paying attention to that are going to pay more attention to UFC, are going to pay more attention because it's on ESPN, and I don't think that can be bad for it. But
in my opinion, man, it's never good to be knowingly dishonest when it comes to talking about, and maybe in other sports it works, but in MMA, when you're talking about a guy, literally, like, granted, as far as I know, no one's like died from fighting MMA, but guys are really putting their lives on the line.
Not in UFC.
Yeah, but guys have really been you're putting your life on the line. You're putting it all out there. You're training your ass off.
It's very different than any other sport.
For 8 to 12 weeks at a time, like really sacrificing it. It really is different than every other sport that exists.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I just don't. Maybe that's not quite the right sport. Maybe it's the only sport that kind of doesn't qualify for him talking the type of shit that he does. You know what I mean?
I think they both
it's just
hyperbolized the whole thing. I think Stephen A. Smith went way too far saying that Cowboy quit, because that doesn't make any sense. You get your nose busted and your orbital broken, it's probably not going to have a lot of guys that want to keep going after that.
Mm-hmm.
And then for Joe to come out and be like, oh, he doesn't know what he's talking about, that also is a little far. Like, he may not know he's not ever going to know as much about MMA as Joe Rogan does, but it doesn't mean he doesn't, like, Joe Rogan knows more than I ever know about MMA. Does that not qualify any of us to talk about it?
I'm sure Joe Rogan knows it. Well, it's what he said. It's not whether,
I know.
It's not whether he knows what he's talking about or not. Stephen A. Smith might very well know more than the four of us combined about MMA, but it's what he says about it. It's the way he talks about it. It's what he says makes him seem like he really doesn't know what he's talking about, and if he does know more than that, then he's outwardly, knowingly being dishonest about it, and I don't like that.
What's happening
pure
is
and simple.
What's happening is it's because of how high his platform is. It's because he's so high in the reporting scene of ESPN, the biggest sports broadcaster in the world, and he's one of their main reporters. It's the fact that his platform is so high that he's held to a higher standard, and because he's actually putting down the sport, that's why we're getting upset. I don't think we'd get as upset as, like, if, and no offense to him, but like probably Brett Okamoto, if he had said this, we would have all just like rolled our eyes like, okay. But now we're actually bringing it up.
I don't think so, dude. I disagree. I'd have been like, Okamoto, what the fuck are you talking about?
But it wouldn't have
you think Cowboy quit in that fight, dude? Did you see the fucking fight?
I don't think Brett Okamoto would ever said that.
Well, no.
He never would have said that.
I'm just bringing
and
up.
B, if he did, though, I think we would have gave him the same scrutiny as this fucking guy.
I don't think it would have been as big a news as
it wouldn't.
It just wouldn't have. Like, we would, like, I don't know if I would have
been
on.
It wouldn't have been on ESPN. Sure.
Yeah, the fact, I think Brad Okamoto actually works for ESPN.
He does, but
it wouldn't have been. He doesn't
on,
have
like
his own
main,
show on ESPN.
Yeah.
But I mean, just the fact. Okay, so I don't watch a lot of MMA. I watch MMA, but like I don't look up a lot of MMA when I'm at home and everything. I've seen so much of this Smith and all of his comments and everything on Instagram, and I'm not doing hashtag MMA or hashtag UFC or nothing. I'm just going through my news feed, and it's all over of like Conor McGregor responding to him, and then Smith actually responding back to Conor McGregor. He has responded back to him. Joe Rogan talking about it, Smith talking about it. It's just that the fact that it's showing up on there, it's becoming mainstream, and it's caught wind. Basically, it's
that's good for the UFC. The problem with Stephen A. Smith is that whenever he's getting beat in an argument, he just falls back on his credentials every single time, which is, I've been doing this for 25 years. I cover boxing. I do this. And it's like, yes, we understand that you've covered stuff and that you've been a reporter for a while. Great. Good for you. It still doesn't mean that you're right about everything that you talk about.
That's the thing. It's not whether it's good or bad for the UFC or whether it's good or bad for the sport of MMA. It's that what he said is bullshit.
It's bullshit.
That's the point. That's my only point. That's the only thing. I'm not like upset. I don't really give a fuck about the guy. It's just bullshit. He's just talking bullshit.
It's not right
to
question
and we're just calling him out on it. He's talking nonsense.
To question somebody's character like that after they just lost, like that's pretty devastating to go out there and get your ass beat in front of your whole family, your grandma, your kid, and like all of the world watching, because all the world watches Conor fight, and to be more or less like completely insensitive to how Cowboy feels about this. I mean, like.
Funny thing is that he shit talked Conor a little bit in that too, saying that Conor didn't show him anything.
Yeah, he's like,
in 40 seconds, Conor didn't show me anything because Cowboy quit.
He said Conor is mediocre at best.
Yep.
He said that.
Oh yeah,
I didn't see that.
No, he
is
called out Conor
at best.
too. Like, yeah. And then you watch that clip that's been going viral of him punching mitts. And it's hilarious because it's just like,
I blame the guy holding the mitts. I don't know why they were having him strike down at the knees. It was kind of weird.
Okay. He was training to fight Stefan Struve and only punch him in the dick.
Obviously. Good one. I mean, the dude obviously... regardless, man, all I'm saying, and I think the point is, the shit that he said... I don't know why he said it. I don't understand the basis.
He did it for clicks.
For where it came from, and it was all bullshit, and it was all completely wrong, and he's wrong.
The exposure, though. The exposure is actually good for MMA, which I believe Zach was.
I'm not arguing with that at all.
I think me and Zach agree that it's actually.
I agree with you too.
For the exposure, it's good for the exposure, not good for the sport.
That's the only part of Joe Rogan's comment that I didn't agree with, was when he says that it's not good for the sport. I'm like, people paying attention, that's good.
The thing is, like, it's already growing exponentially, the sport of MMA.
Because it's on ESPN.
Sure, no doubt about it. I just
move your mic.
Did he mean when he said it wasn't good for the sport, like it's not good for people to think that in a high-profile fight like this that a guy's gonna quit?
It's possible,
the guy's
but
gonna
then
quit, the guy's
Joe
gonna
needs
or the guy that the guy threw the fight.
Yeah, something like that.
That was the only problem.
That was already a rumor that Cowboy threw the fight.
Exactly.
And now he kind of, it sort of goes hand in hand for the
right. Yeah,
I think you think about throwing a fight,
if you thought he was gonna throw the fight, then it kind of played out in your head how you thought that was.
Here's the thing,
happen.
though: if you watch the fight, when a dude gets his nose broken and his orbital bone broken, do you think that's throwing a fucking fight?
Well, let me ask
You're an idiot if you think.
Let me ask you this,
right?
Will. Let me ask you this.
He did not throw the
fight. What are you asking?
Will you let me break your orbital for how much money did Cowboy get for this fight?
Probably over $30 million.
Yeah, $20 million.
You know what I'm
yes,
saying?
I will.
Yeah, exactly.
You can break my nose and my orbital for $20 million. Fuck yes. Yeah. But
and my own beer can?
But I'm not Donald Cerrone. I didn't already have a number of $1 million in the bank.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't make that much.
Okay.
I'm just saying I can see the argument.
For the next 20 years, I won't make as much money as Donald Cerrone has. So
today.
yeah, I would. Will Donald Cerrone, will a guy of that caliber, and will a guy who does this for a living, who has a name, who is trying to defend his legacy,
honor?
Fuck no. For no amount of money is a guy like Donald Cerrone going to let someone break his nose and his orbital for any amount of money.
For the record, I do. I do agree with you. I was just.
No. I know. And I wanted to kind of go off that and say, but there's no fucking way in hell that Cerrone. Hell no, for who he is. For me, fuck yeah, I would. Whenever you get $20 million, if you feel like beating someone up, bro, you can beat me up, man. Just drop that money in my bank and go do whatever the fuck you want.
Let's just make it clear. I don't think he threw the fight.
No,
absolutely not. None of us think he threw the fight.
Absolutely fucking not.
No. Here's a devil's advocate though. Felice Herrig, I think her name is Felice Herrig, and Nate Diaz both went to Twitter and said, "Oh, this is fake." Felice Herrig thinks it was thrown, and then Nate Diaz just said this is weak
after
or
the
something.
fight,
or this fake shit. Yeah, after. So they both think that Cowboy threw the fight.
Yeah,
now people aren't getting all over them.
I didn't even know that.
People aren't getting all over them because they don't have as big a platform as Stephen A. Smith, whatever the fuck his name is.
Yeah, I think he's shadowing the fact that they even said. I didn't even know they said that.
I think he said it after they said it.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. Pretty sure Herrig at least posted it like literally within 12 hours.
I think they were legitimately like just trolling because people said that there was going to be thrown. So I think they were just kind of getting on the bandwagon and just fucking around.
I don't know.
Nate Diaz is generally unimpressed by everything Conor does.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say I could see him trolling for the rematch. To hype the rematch.
It wasn't fake.
For them.
Nothing about that was fake.
No, I don't think so either.
But people aren't talking about them. They're all talking about Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah, they are. Of course they are.
The only thing you saw from Nate Diaz afterwards is because everybody was talking about, oh, yeah, nobody's ever seen shoulder strikes like that before. And Diaz was like, what the fuck is everybody talking about? Like, of course we've seen shoulder strikes before. Like, just because he hasn't, like, gotten a nose broken with one of them doesn't mean it's never happened before.
Right. It's, I'm assuming, common in MMA. I
would think so.
At least in the clinch.
Like I was saying, you see it in boxing like a decent amount when they clinch up, as you see them start throwing shoulders at each other, even though they're not really supposed to.
Actually, speaking
That's just the effectiveness of it, you know. It's how he did it. It's when he did it. It's everything about the way he did it.
Connor's
worked really
4 inches shorter than Cerrone, so when Cerrone puts his face down on his shoulder, he can easily pound him in the nose with his shoulder.
Also, Conor McGregor, man, he's one of the most explosive fighters in the entire UFC.
And he was very rested.
And it was, it's 15, 20 seconds into the fight. It was when he is his most dangerous.
Oh yeah.
So just fucking
when he was throwing those shoulder strikes,
like,
he was
man.
jumping like he's trying to dunk a basketball.
They weren't not many guys. Not many guys.
That's more in
given,
Stephen A. Smith's realm is dunking a basketball.
given the same situation, not many guys are going to be able to do what Conor McGregor did. Even if they had the same situation and they tried to do the same thing, they wouldn't be able to do it because.
And I think
and I'm giving Conor McGregor a lot of credit here because Conor's Conor, and he's strong and he's explosive, and he was able to do a lot of damage with the shoulder strikes.
And that was his left shoulder.
Yeah,
and
feel that this fucking bone right here. It's strong as fuck. And if you got the leverage and you got the explosive power that Conor does, and you got the right moment to throw it up there, you have the potential. I would say maybe a little bit of luck, just a small amount because. Cowboy had his face in the right spot. How accurate can you really
be with your shoulder?
Conor had the right clinch. Cowboy had his face in the right spot. It just, like I said, it was Conor gave Cowboy the perfect storm, a 40-second perfect fucking storm. He finished him, and it was good for him.
He missed one shot, and it was the first one.
Yeah,
like I said earlier, giving more credit to Conor, giving more credit to Cowboy, and giving less credit to Stephen A. Smith. I feel like any welterweight would have been hurt and possibly finished in the exact same scenario as Cowboy.
Yeah.
If they had been hit with those same strikes, they probably would have gotten their nose broken as well. I'm assuming Cowboy does not have some indestructible nose. And
no, we saw it against Tony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty destructible.
Pretty destructible.
And then they would go down and be finished within the first 40 seconds, just like Cowboy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
yeah, man.
I mean, Stephen A. Smith is kind of taking a shit on the whole sport. It's not just Cowboy.
Exactly, man.
I don't think he meant to do that, but he basically is.
I think he knows what he's doing.
No, he did it for attention. I think part of it was for attention because he knew a lot of people were paying attention to that, and if he talks shit, people are going to pay attention to his show the next day. So that's why he does stuff like that.
What else we got?
Well, speaking of clinches,
what else we got?
Speaking of clinching and
are we talking boxing?
And Joe Rogan.
Oh,
kind of. Joe Rogan had Josh Thompson on the podcast, Vinny.
Yes, sir.
And Vinny was telling me about this, and Josh Thompson brought up a very interesting clinching grappling thing. Go ahead, Vinny.
Yeah, Josh Thompson, he used to train and like knows a bunch of guys from that.
Put that shit on a platter.
Thank you, Ryan. You did great. You served that up. That was good.
Well, he's talking.
He was talking about the camp.
I've went twice in one.
AKA down in Coconut Creek, Florida is where AKA is, right? I'm pretty sure.
It's Southern Florida.
Yeah, somewhere out there. But he and Khabib, the current lightweight champ of the UFC.
Wait, no, AKA?
Yeah.
Florida or California?
Oh, is it in California?
Yeah.
Oh, you know,
San Diego.
Right. Yeah, okay.
San Diego.
He was saying that because Joe Rogan, hypothetically, he's like, oh, do you think Khabib could possibly go to 170? He's like, do you think he could take on Kamaru Usman? And Josh Thompson said, yeah. He's like, I've seen Khabib wrestle. Khabib can out-wrestle Kamaru Usman. He's like, I think so too. Yeah, I've seen Khabib wrestle with DC. He's like, he can definitely take Kamaru Usman. I just thought that was pretty interesting.
Elbows? Matt Brown?
No. Vinny was telling me about
yeah,
wait until Will
terrible.
comes back in. Wait till Will comes back in.
Okay.
But go ahead, keep on
right,
going.
Well, I'll just get into it.
We'll keep on going with that wrestling though. I think Khabib will out wrestle any UFC fighter. Any UFC fighter.
Even heavyweights?
Curtis Blades?
DC.
DC's old though.
DC is old.
Well, when he's
smaller.
When he said he saw him wrestling DC, he wasn't like, oh, he was smashing DC.
No,
he was just saying like he's seen the two of them wrestle, so he can see what Khabib can do.
Khabib can out-wrestle Usman, I think.
Yes.
I agree.
I think
Usman
so,
was
too.
a Division II wrestler. He was not a Division I wrestler, which I think if Khabib had ever cared to go to an American college, he probably would have been Division I.
You think Usman wrestled bears? I don't think so.
Yeah, right?
So, do you think Usman can out-wrestle Khabib, or Khabib
Do you think
out-wrestle?
Usman could out-wrestle a bear?
I thought he was going to ask him that. Do you think Usman will wrestle a bear?
Oh, man. I think based on pure physicality, if Khabib and Usman wrestled, I think Usman would probably have a pretty good chance. But, man, Usman's just physically is such a dominant human being. He's such a big fucking guy. Are we talking if they fought at 170 pounds?
At 170,
Yes.
you think Khabib would beat Usman?
If he was to challenge for his belt.
In an MMA fight or in a wrestling
MMA.
match?
Well,
MMA.
we'll say MMA, but you know what Khabib's game plan is going to be for that.
Yeah, you know he's gonna wrestle.
Oh, man. I'd probably have to take Usman. I mean, he's a big fucking guy.
Did you hear what Vinny said?
I know that
Thompson?
Habib walks around at like 180-ish, something like that.
Did you
in the
hear what
180s?
Vinny said about
I know that-
Thompson?
No.
Oh, when you were walking off, I was saying
Yeah.
Josh Thompson, because he trained out of the same like camp where Khabib trains and DC
Yeah.
trains over there.
Yeah.
And he's like, I've seen Khabib wrestle like everybody there. I've seen him wrestle with DC. He's like, he can out wrestle Kamaru Usman no problem. So that's what's kind of got the conversation going.
Sure,
It's
but
like,
has he seen Usman wrestle? And,
Yeah, we all have.
you know what I mean? Like,
We
I
all
mean,
have.
he's
yeah,
seen-
we've all seen Habib wrestle. So, like, I mean, just going off that, like, just because Josh
has a
Thompson
huge
said that, has
reach
Josh
advantage.
Thompson
Usman does.
has he trained with Kamaru Usman? No, he's trained with Habib, and he's seen him out wrestle guys there. But has he seen Kamaru Usman wrestle heavyweights?
Yeah, that's
Like, we
true.
don't know
Yeah,
who
that's fair.
Usman's wrestling with either.
Yeah, but
It
Habib
just-
wrestles bears.
Yeah.
Khabib also
Dude,
wrestles
I
DC.
think, I mean, Habib could be anybody. I could be wrong, but I mean, just my initial thought would be that Habib would have a lot of trouble with Usman.
Here's
Usman
my
is
final thought
very
on it.
talented, and he is definitely bigger.
Here's my final
That
thought on
definitely
it.
matters.
Here's a little pun for you too. If Habib does in fact beat Kamaru Usman, it will be just barely.
Oh, God, I'm just barely.
Man, he always gets him with it.
Throw the dad joke out there.
That was a good dad joke, man. That was a hell of a dad joke.
I heard a good one today, even though supposedly it's not going to happen, but it is being rumored Korean Zombie is to beat Magomed
Yes. Wait for number one contender. That's got to be right.
They were talking about putting it on a card for later this year. I don't know which one, but I guess Zombie is still nursing an eye injury. So he said
Dude,
that
I
he
want
can't
to see.
do it
I
yet.
want to
but-
see Zabit and
Yair.
Yair.
Yes, I was just about to say that.
Zombie and Holloway. If Holloway doesn't get an immediate rematch,
Ooh, yeah, Zombie and Holloway. I like that.
Zombie.
I got all excited today
Holloway.
because Volkanovski posted a thing about flying like two people to Australia for the Hooker Felder fight,
Yeah.
except for it's only if you live in Australia or New Zealand.
Oh,
I'm like, God damn it. Because at first I was reading it and they were only paying for a return flight. And I was like, well, I'm like, okay, I guess it's probably pretty expensive to fly to Australia. And then I read it a little bit closer and it was only from Australia or New Zealand. I'm like, damn it.
Another beer.
I can't win that one. I wanted to go to that one.
Word.
I don't
Guys
know
got
if I-
anything else?
Don't know if Vinny has something else.
Oh,
I don't know if I would want to go to Australia right now,
yeah.
though, with all those fires. And
Well, they're out now.
Oh, are they? Oh.
Yeah. The rains finally came.
Shows how much I know.
all right. Lastly, out of
It's
me,
already growing back.
You got
How crazy is that?
another excellent point that I didn't think of. I brought it up to you Ryan, and you Will at work the other day.
Thompson brought it up.
Yeah, Josh Thompson was talking about the everly anticipated Habib versus Tony Ferguson fight coming up in April, and how he hates the fact, and now we all hate the fact that it is in New York with
Yeah.
in Josh Thompson's word, that bullshit ass doctor they got there, and with Tony Ferguson's fighting
Let's
style.
ref it.
When you when you know Tony Ferguson, he doesn't mind being on the bottom, and if Khabib is in
Giggity.
fact wrestling him and he's on top of him, Tony's going to throw those elbows And he's going to cut Khabib up, and there's a very good chance this might end in a doctor stoppage, which would suck.
Just like the BMF fight, which was a bullshit end. And
considering Khabib is immune to getting cut, I don't think we're going to have to worry about it.
Tony cuts everyone. Tony's cut his last 6 opponents.
28 fights, Khabib's never bled.
I will will myself not to bleed.
Nope.
Really?
Has anybody ever thrown strikes at Khabib off the bottom?
28 MMA fights. He's never bled.
I don't believe that actually.
Never been cut.
I don't believe it. I believe you're trolling. But I think
I believe you're trolling.
I am not trolling.
I think
God
that's
damn it, Stephen A.
I
Smith.
watched Khabib fight Greg Hardy once. He did not
Call me
bleed.
Stephen A. Smith. Tony Ferguson's just not that good.
Tony Ferguson.
He is mediocre at best.
Tony Ferguson's
Khabib
elbows
does not impress me.
Tony Ferguson's elbows are fucking knives, and he cuts everyone. And he's gonna be on the bottom against Khabib, and he's gonna throw elbows, and he's probably gonna cut Khabib open. Probably. It's just the fact that New York is a little bit more sensitive to blood and cuts and stuff like that, as was shown in the Diaz-Masvidal fight, BMF title. And they will finish fights by cuts, and they're most likely going to finish it more by cut than Las Vegas would be. And the fact that it's taking place in New York City, there's a good chance of this fight ending in a TKO doctor stoppage for Tony.
All jokes aside, it is legitimately worrisome that they are holding this card in New York. That being said, Khabib's not going to bleed. He's going to finish him in the 3rd round.
Look into that camera and say that.
Habib's not going to bleed. He's going to finish him in the 3rd round.
I hope you're right.
Tony loses round 3.
I don't think Tony will lose in round 3, but
I think
I do hope he loses.
I think this is actually a very good
round 3.
I think this is actually a very good opportunity for Dana to basically get the belt off of Khabib.
That's what I'm afraid of, because
Why do you think he wants to do that?
He wants
Conor a shot
He
at
wants
Tony.
Conor to have that belt.
If Tony wins, Conor will be
100% wants
next.
Conor to have
They
that
will
belt.
not give Khabib the immediate rematch. You mark my words on that.
Whether Khabib wins or loses, they can give. It doesn't matter who wins. If Tony wins, they'll give Conor the title shot.
which is bullshit.
Because they don't want Conor
If
to
Khabib
go
wins,
at Khabib again.
If Khabib wins, they have a better chance because they want to do the rematch. So actually, if anything, if they want to give Conor a rematch, they want Khabib to win because then they have the argument of the rematch.
Do you hear what I'm saying?
Dana's
though?
I don't, because Dana's already
the champ.
Dana
They want Conor to be the champ. He's not going to beat Khabib.
Dana wants Conor to be champ.
Connor's already, dude.
Dana definitely wants Conor to be champ.
Dude, you think Conor has a better chance against Tony than he does against Khabib?
Absolutely,
110%.
110%.
Really? Conor's not beating Khabib ever.
Zach?
Ever.
I think so, only because Khabib would immediately try and take him down, and I think Tony would go the John Jones route of, I think I'm better than you at stand-up, and so I'll stand here and try and fight you. Mm-hmm. Where Khabib has no interest in that. He's just like, well, I'm more dominant. I will just take you down and wail on you on the ground.
I will change your face.
I don't know, man.
Smash you.
I don't know about that. I don't know if I agree with you guys.
You don't think that Khabib would just take him down?
I think he would try to.
Exactly.
And he would.
I think Conor's game has changed.
I think so too.
I believe the narrative that Conor going into the Khabib fight, he was drinking, he was going out partying, he was living that champ life. He wasn't taking the fight as serious as he should. He trained in wrestling defense, didn't train enough in offense. I think the fight would go differently. I don't think he would.
I do think so too.
I don't think he would necessarily win. I think the fight would go differently, and I think either fighter, either Tony or Khabib, poses different challenges. Yes, but challenges nonetheless, and I would say equal challenges. I don't think a Tony fight is any easier or harder than a Khabib fight.
Well, we know
I think they're both equally challenging and equally as potentially able to win.
Khabib hasn't changed.
Conor.
Khabib's style has not changed. Khabib's style will probably never change. He has the same style.
Yep.
He already beat Conor.
And you never know what Tony's going to do.
That's true.
So if Conor can train for a guy that he knows what he's going to do, traditionally,
everyone knows what Conor.
Not based off his fight
do.
against Khabib, his first fight against
Never
Khabib,
thought
but
I'd
traditionally,
hear
if
you
Conor
defending
knows
Conor
what he's
so
going
much.
into,
No.
if Conor knows what he's going into, he stands a pretty goddamn good chance.
No, he doesn't.
Oh, I still
don't
Not
I
against,
think
not
he
against
does.
Khabib. He does not stand a chance against Khabib.
His only hope is the flying knee knockout right in the beginning. Like that's
Some Jorge
the
Masvidal
only
shit.
way Conor ever beats Khabib.
Think so?
Yes.
Yeah, I do.
He's obviously.
I
been
think
doing,
if he could defend the takedowns, and he really has worked this hard with Dylan Dennis over the past however long,
3
I don't
years,
think he's ever going to be able to like choke out Khabib or out wrestle Khabib. Anything
You don't think
like
he could
that.
finish him? You don't think he could knock him out?
I think he could knock him out. Yeah.
Oh, yes. I think.
I
he
don't
can knock him
think
out.
that he could. If his takedown defense is good enough that he can continually keep Khabib from taking him down, which is
Are we all forgetting
Very,
about? Are we
very
all forgetting
difficult.
about Tony's submissions?
no, not at all.
Very, very high level.
I just think
very unorthodox
Are you
submissions.
are you
ground
forgetting
game.
that Kevin Lee was winning the fight against Tony Ferguson?
Sure,
He was winning,
I'm not forgetting that.
the thing.
Then what happened?
and then he got caught.
And triangle hit.
Khabib's not going to get caught.
I'm talking about Tony and Connor.
The thing is,
And you
I
want to say
really
you want to
do.
say that Tony's an easier fight? I disagree.
Oh,
I think it's
disagree
easier
completely.
only because of his ego. I don't think Khabib is ever going to let his ego get in the way of the way he wants
I don't
to
think
fight.
Tony is either.
I think Tony.
I think
thinks,
Tony acts like that, but I don't think
You
when
don't
you
think
get in
so?
the
I
fight when they
think
lock
he'd-
that cage. I think it's all about getting the win, however possible. I don't think Tony is like John Jones
I think he would
in
do
that aspect.
similar to what
whatsoever.
Jones did. Is
I disagree.
be like, oh, you think you're the best striker? Well, let's stand here and fucking strike and see what happens.
I could see Tony doing
I don't
that.
think so. I don't
Just
think so.
just because he's such a badass.
I think he's smarter.
Like, I really do.
I think he's a lot smarter of a fighter than you guys give him credit for. I think
I don't
will
think that's
do-
not being
If
smart.
he fights Connor, I think he'll do whatever he needs to do to get the belt, to win the fight. I don't think he's gonna try to play some ego fucking game. He might. You never know. He's very unpredictable, but I don't think so. I think he's smarter and more thought out than most people. Not just you guys, but than most people give him credit for.
I have yet to see a hole in Khabib's game. We've already seen Tony
other than
lose.
striking.
We've already seen Tony lose.
Sure.
Khabib's striking is just it's getting better every time I see him. though.
Very true.
It's getting better.
Sure. Absolutely.
But I
He
still
I don't
landed a
think
couple
Tony's a
shots on
harder
Dustin.
fight. I don't think
he's not.
I don't think he is. I just
Ryan's
I
like,
think-
I know he's
I
not.
think they're both equally as hard, just in different ways. I don't think Tony's an easier fight.
So
I don't think Tony's a harder fight. I think they're both equally as hard for Conor to beat. I think both guys are hard as fuck. And if you want to throw Justin Gaethje
Giggity.
in there, I think he might even be the hardest.
Giggity.
Yes, I agree too.
I just don't think Tony
Rock
because
fucking hard.
Tony is not. Tony is not. He's probably not going to get Conor down. I don't think because Khabib had a hard enough time getting him down, and Khabib's amazing at doing that. And but yeah, if it's purely striker versus striker, Conor's going to beat Tony all day if you ask me. So
Striker versus striker, I think he beats basically everyone in that division.
yeah,
You think who?
Except
you think
Gaethje.
Tony?
yeah,
beats
yeah.
Conor?
No. I was saying. I
You
was
think
saying.
Conor
uh,
beats
Hooker.
Tony?
yeah, if Tony's going to win, it's going to be by submission.
Barboza.
He's not going to knock him out. He's not going to.
I don't think he has the power that Conor has, but I think
No.
his striking style is more dynamic.
It's unorthodox.
It is
Right.
certainly unorthodox.
So is Conor's. I think they match up pretty equally on the feet, and Tony beats him on the ground.
I don't
Maybe.
know about
Okay,
equal
on,
feet.
on the ground, I could see
I think
in
on
like
the-
a grappling match, Tony versus Connor. I say
If it was
Tony.
strictly grappling.
Strictly
yeah.
grappling. I say
Thing
Tony.
is, like we were just talking about, if he's
we're
been
just
working
saying.
with
You
Dennis
look at
all
the
this
last
time,
guys that Tony's fought. He fucking every single one of them is bloody as fuck, caught up.
It's true.
yeah.
11 fucking fights in a row or some shit.
I mean, I just really hope Connor fights someone and we can be like, instead of just having this artificial argument or debate,
Sure.
I want to have like an actual. Like,
I just think they're
this is what's
equally as
going to
hard.
happen.
I just don't think Tony's an easier fight than Khabib. I think it's a different fight. I think it's just as challenging as Khabib, just
well,
in a
he's
different
not going to
way.
beat. So basically, he's not going to beat Khabib. So he's not going to beat Tony.
Say it again.
Connor's not going to beat Khabib.
He
I
could.
think he has
Connor's
a good shot to beat
He
either
could.
one of them.
Connor's going to beat Tony.
He could. He could beat
I
either
think
guy.
if he comes
Dominic
in,
I don't.
Reyes could
what
beat
I'm
John
saying
Jones.
is, I don't think that the
could.
UFC, the original argument, the whole thing that started this conversation we're having
They
right
want-
now,
they want
is
Conor.
that they want Conor to be the champ, right?
Yes.
Therefore, they
That-
want Tony to beat Khabib
Yes.
because Tony would be an easier fight for Conor.
That I don't know.
That I disagree. That's what we said. That's what you said.
But Conor, they want Conor as champ. They 100% want Conor as champ.
So you were saying that this is a good fight.
And Tony is an easier fight for Conor.
So I disagree. That's what I disagree with. I don't think Tony's an easier fight.
We will disagree.
Yeah. I think they're both challenging and kind of in different ways.
We will disagree.
I think they are challenging in 2 different ways. I really do.
I don't think either one is harder or easier than the other.
Well, let's put it this way.
I think they're both equally as challenging for Conor.
Yeah.
Let's just say if Conor is not this brand new fighter and like way better than he was the first time he fought Khabib, if he goes in there with him, it's going to be the same result. If he goes in there with Tony, we don't know what's going to happen.
Sure.
I don't think he's changed.
I think Conor's changed a lot, honestly. I think Tyron Woodley spoke to this too just this
mentally,
week.
right?
Yeah.
Yep. There you
Woodley
go.
said that he spent like so much of his money on cars. He said he bought like 7 cars and 2 houses.
Oh, good for him.
In like the last couple of years, just because he had the money to do it. And Conor was saying the same thing. He goes, "I'd go spend my money on a car. I'd go spend my money on a watch." He goes, "I wouldn't spend it on keeping myself in shape. I wouldn't spend it on better coaches. I wouldn't spend it on anything to help me as a fighter."
Conor did say that LeBron James actually inspired him.
Yeah, because LeBron spends $1.5 million every single year to keep his body correct, and now he's 35 years old, and he's still one of the top 5 players in the NBA, which is absolutely insane.
Yeah.
It's absolutely insane. We were just talking about what your prime is. LeBron has been in his prime since he was like 23 years old.
12 years.
Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah. And Conor's got the means to do it. I'm giving Conor. You guys should be happy. I'm giving Conor a lot of credit.
saw
there.
Ryan heard me say it.
Exactly.
He even said it. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, that's where I stand on that. I just agree with the fact that Tony's an easier fight than Khabib. I think it's a different fight. I think it's a different challenge. But I think they both pose different challenges in different areas, and they're both equally as hard. And Conor has an equal chance of winning as well as an equal chance of losing. I think they're both very similar as far as winning and losing.
Well, luckily, come April, we will have our answer of if Conor's fighting for the lightweight title. We will find out.
Knock on wood.
I don't even know what you said.
Knock on wood, dude. Knock on wood that fucking Tony Khabib fight happens.
Oh, okay.
Well, if it doesn't,
Right now,
then Conor
do it.
will step
Everybody,
in for one of them. So
Yeah.
Zach, Ryan,
What?
Terry, thank you.
Yeah.
Conor will
Knock
step
on
in
wood?
for one of
Do you
them.
know-
So it's
do you
fine.
know
I don't know.
Okay, I was gonna say.
I just didn't hear what you said prior. We will know come April if
Suppose.
Conor is fighting. If
Yeah.
I got you.
Yes.
if Conor is fighting for the lightweight title next, we will know who he's fighting, either Khabib or Tony. So we'll be able to eliminate.
Or he'll step in for one of them.
Yeah, or he'll step in for one. So
Yeah.
No,
Don't like that.
I have no idea what we're talking about.
Please no.
If
If
said Conor will
Conor
step
stepping
in for
in, if
one
one of them drops
Oh,
out,
if one of
fuck
them drops
no, dude.
out.
All right.
Gaethje.
Thought we're like.
No, Conor
Gaethje
Hopton.
deserves
He's
that, dude.
higher up
Gaethje
now.
deserves that. If Tony or Khabib drop out, it's got to be Gaethje, man. It better
No,
not
Conor
be fucking
jumped
Conor.
him.
Conor
Number 3.
Conor will jump him, unfortunately.
Stupid.
No, Conor already's there. He's number 3. Gaethje's 4.
I hate
By fighting at
that.
welterweight, he went up to
I
number 3.
fucking
Yeah, no,
hate
that's what
that.
happens.
That's stupid.
That's stupid.
Stupid.
That's fucking bullshit.
It's stupid to fight at 170, go up in the lightweight
It's
rankings.
weird.
Yeah,
It's
goddamn
super
it, it
weird,
is.
but like
His name's Conor McGregor, so you want to
he
fight?
just
so he
defended
moves
him
up a
10
weight.
minutes ago,
Yeah.
and now he's just acting like he's an idiot. No,
Well, I shit on him no matter what.
honestly, it's the same. It's kind of the same shit that we were talking about with Stephen A. Smith, where it's all about reputation.
Sure.
He's got this reputation, which gets more eyes on him, which gets more people to pay attention, and
Let's make him be champ. UFC.
Stephen A. Smith,
No.
lightweight champion of the world.
He could easily,
with
all those-
easily
with all those
outstrike
dick
Wonderboy
uppercuts.
Thompson.
He ain't no lightweight.
We haven't talked about the hardest fight for Conor, Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah, right.
Stephen
told
A.
him to
Smith
apologize.
versus Piotr Jan. What a
God,
great
Christ.
match that would be.
I
No.
love that.
I
would
think
love that.
I actually think Stephen A. Smith is like 6'2" or something like that.
Let's have him
He's
fight
short
Joe
as-
Rogan.
no
Joe Rogan
way,
will beat
dude.
his ass.
Dude, that'd be
Stephen A.
fucking
Smith
awesome.
is
Joe
I think
Rogan would
he's
beat
short.
the fuck out of Stephen Smith.
Of course he would. Dude. He'd fuck his day up.
Any UFC fighter would beat Stephen A. Smith.
Any
yeah.
fighter, any amateur fighter, period, is gonna fuck his day up.
Maybe even Roxanne Modafferi.
Yes.
He's 6'1". He's
getting fucked up.
6'1".
Really?
He's getting fucked up.
Yeah,
And he's out of shape, so he's got to fight at light heavyweight then.
Yeah, he's a basketball reporter.
That's fine.
That guy weighs over.
I
the
just
light
mean a
heavyweight
lot of
limit.
times if you're a basketball reporter, it normally means that you play
Did you see him
basketball at
hitting
some
mitts?
Dude's like 250.
point. Maybe.
He's like
Probably.
250. He's a
I don't think
heavyweight.
he's
Stephen
that
A.
chubby.
Smith versus Francis Ngannou.
Him versus Greg Hardy.
Greg Hardy! Fuck yeah, dude.
Rest
fuck
in
him.
peace.
That'd be great. Hell yeah. All day. That'd be funny.
Oh,
How far in are we right now?
We're an hour and
40.
39 minutes. That's actually a shorter one.
Sorta. Oh, it's
Kinda.
kind of long. It's actually hour 40.
It's always long.
We've been pushing 2 hours pretty much every time.
Yeah, we have been lately. That's very true.
I mean, I don't have anything else.
Yeah,
I got
playing
nothing.
basketball in college.
Fuck him.
All right, go ahead, dude.
He's only 52.
Fuck him.
He's 52 years old?
52 years old.
Yeah, he's done.
He's done.
Even if he was 32.
What's Randy Couture up to?
Oh my God, man, that guy's the
Randy
natural.
Couture?
Oh, he just had a heart attack, right?
He did,
yeah,
but he would
probably
still win.
shouldn't fight.
Yeah.
Oh, of
still
course
win.
he'd
Still beat up
Of
Steven
course he
Adams.
would, dude.
On his way to the
He
hospital.
would beat him up. He wouldn't even have to get
Ambulance.
his fucking heart rate up. He'd beat him in 10, 15 seconds.
Randy
Oh, yeah.
Couture is
He'd be fucking
56.
He would be over in
Oh,
15
he'll
seconds.
beat him in 15 seconds because
He's
he's going
also
to quit,
6'1".
right, Steven Smith?
Yeah,
Quitter.
he'd quit. He'd give
Stephen
up.
A. Smith.
Where was Randy Couture born? Because it says just Washington, U.S. Is that Washington, D.C. or Washington State?
I don't know.
It just says Washington.
No fucking
He's
clue.
fighting out of Oregon. It's probably Washington State.
that makes sense.
So what city? He was just born in Washington, the state of Washington? I was born in New York.
Yeah. Yeah, Washington. I don't know.
For other names, they have Captain America.
If you click on the Washington in Wikipedia, it says Washington State. So I'm gonna go with that.
Yeah.
there you go.
The state.
Makes sense.
Yeah, the state of the Pacific Northwest.
The state of Washington.
And well, I was gonna say I thought it was gonna be Oregon State, but it's Oklahoma State, so that doesn't help you very much.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Hell
well,
yeah. All right.
That's all I
I
got.
think we did it, boys and girls.
Been a good one.
Thanks for listening.
Anything else in the news? You always bring up the social media.
We
We might be getting a Facebook page, maybe.
Woo! Hey, keep an eye out for that.
Just don't take our password yet. We gotta change it.
I'll fucking change it
Gotta
before anything
change it.
happens.
That's funny. That's funny.
Alright, next week we'll be
I
talking
just threw it out there. I wasn't even thinking.
the fight card.
I was like,
after.
we were just
don't have any
talking. I was like, oh,
fights
shit, we're
next
like-
Saturday, right?
We don't have any
People can see
fights
this
this
and hear
coming
it.
Saturday. The Super Bowl's on Sunday. Who you got? Super Bowl.
I don't know who's in it.
Kansas City and San Francisco. San Francisco's a 1-point favorite, I believe.
San Francisco what? 49ers?
49ers.
49ers.
Kansas City Chiefs?
Kansas City Chiefs.
There you
Going
go.
with the 49ers.
boy.
All right.
Oh,
I'm gonna
49ers.
go with the Chiefs.
I know it's in Miami.
Chiefs.
It is in Miami.
Yeah, I'm that good. I'm
Chiefs.
I'm a football guy.
Chiefs by 2 touchdowns.
What did I say? 49ers?
Put your money on it.
49ers.
I said 49ers. Anyone else?
Hot
Put
sauce?
the house
Hot
on
sauce?
it as Rogan.
Hot sauce?
No, I don't
Hot
know
sauce?
any of these teams.
Hot
I
sauce?
don't know who the quarterbacks are.
Hot sauce.
chose the same team.
Jimmy Garoppolo and Patrick Mahomes.
I'm taking Mahomes.
do it for
Who's-
fun.
who's he
One
for?
shot.
Mahomes plays for Kansas City.
Fuck, well, I'm still going with 49ers.
All right, Chiefs. Chiefs.
No.
49ers. One shot.
I have no idea.
$1.
Who these, no. $1. I have no idea who these
Come
teams are.
on,
No.
dude. Shout out
No.
hot sauce.
No, I always lose bets with
You
you.
fuck.
Always. Every time I bet on this camera, I lose. Every
Zach, I'll
fucking
do
time.
49ers. I'll do the bet 49ers.
Oh, now he's
Chiefs.
taking the 49ers.
Shout out hot sauce.
Not for hot sauce. I thought you were still doing
Zach,
it for $1.
come on, bro.
No.
Take hot sauce.
49ers have a chance.
I've
They
drank
have
a-
a
Sure they
really
do.
good
I've
defense.
drank at least a bottle of this shit.
Come
Yeah,
on.
I know.
Come on.
Sucks.
Yeah, I know. Congratulations.
Let's still do it.
You can't be on a podcast where we do shots of hot sauce and never bet a shot of hot
I
sauce.
bet him a shot of hot sauce. He just lost.
I lose.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about
He's
that.
just a really strategic bettor. That's all.
That's why I won
He's like,
$8
no.
last weekend.
They have a chance of winning. No.
I have to claim that on my W-2 now.
Yeah. Chiefs.
Oh, damn.
Chiefs got this shit.
I have to claim my $8 of winnings.
Like,
Pay
share,
taxes on it.
subscribe, please.
Yeah, one
like,
dollar.
share, and subscribe.
Actually,
And
it's
really,
like
People
10
really
cents.
do that?
I mean,
If you win a lot, you have to.
I know you're supposed to.
if it's over 400, you have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least here. 400? 500?
I don't know.
I'm probably close to that this year.
Something like that.
Last year.
Well, no, you're not. No, you're not.
Yeah, you're right. I'm not.
You're not.
I only won like $8.
Because the only people that watch this are just
$16, right?
like, not.
Our tax collectors.
not
That's
tax
the only people watching this. Fucking IRS.
Hey, you know what?
Fuck you,
It's the new year anyway. You don't have to claim it till.
Yeah, you're right. It was in this
Oh,
calendar
there you
year.
go. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so I didn't
You
win
got a year.
anything last year.
Nothing.
Or this year.
Nothing at all.
Nothing at all.
And on that note,
And we should probably end it.
All right.
Adios.
who's Jeff?
See you later.
Epstein didn't kill himself.
Didn't?
No.